Good afternoon, dear participants. Welcoming you all for the 8th day International Faculty Development Program on uh, Innovative Teaching Pedagogy, Learning Skills, Research and Academic Publication, organized by IITM, Integrated Institute of Disaster Management, Vilupuram, Tamil Nadu, and the State Islamic University of Madura, Indonesia, in collaboration with Standard College Manipur, Biramangal College Manipur, Nagachari College Assam, SBRTM, Law College Kadapa and OUP Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh, Badarba Campus, University of Jammu, Jammu and Kashmir, and Raghunath Girls Postgraduate College, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. And today is our 8th day. Today we will having two sessions, session 15 and session 16. And from today onwards, for the other 2 days, remaining 2 days we are having resource person, same resource person. So six sessions we will be having one resource person, and the entire 6 sessions will be on the hands-on session. So requesting all the participants to participate session with your laptop or desktop so that it will be easy for you to do the hands-on session. This will be useful for the data analysis process, everything. Today, as per the protocol, Standard College will take the lead role. Without any delay, let me invite the Faculty Development Program Director, most respected and honorable Assistant Professor Dr. Roshni Baladevi, the Department of Home Science College, Standard College, Manipur, Imphal. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
You are audible, ma'am. Please move on.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected resource person, faculty members, participant, resource person. A warm welcome to all of you to this Day 8 International Faculty Development Program. I, Dr. K. Rosnibala Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Home Science, Standard College, and Director of this International Faculty Development Program. Today is Day 8. We will have two sessions, session 15 and 16, which promises to be insightful, interact, and academically enriching. I encourage to all participants to actively engage in these two sessions. Both sessions will be delivered by one esteemed resource person. So I would like to invite Dr. N. Amubi Chanu to introduce. She is Assistant Professor, Department of Geology, Standard College, and coordinator of this International Faculty Development Program, to introduce of our today's respected resource person. So I request Dr. Amubi Chanu come on the screen. Over to you, Dr. Amubi.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, very loud and clear.
Good afternoon, respected resource person, participants, and everyone. I am Namarapam Amubichanu, Assistant Professor, Geology Department, Standard College, Imphal, Manipur. It is my privilege to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Ambati Nageshwara Rao. Dr. Ambati Nageshwara Rao is a renowned academic, researcher, trainer, and administrator with extensive experience in the field of social work, higher education and research methodology, and interdisciplinary academic development. He is formerly served as Dean and Assistant Professor of Social Work and is presently serving as the Director of the NGLU Legal Incubation Council of Gujarat National Law University. Over the years, he has made remarkable contribution to academia through teaching, research, supervision, curriculum development, institutional leadership, and scholarly engaged at national and international platforms. Dr. Rao is widely respected for his expertise in qualitative and mixed methods research, social science inquiry, legal and community studies, innovations, and research ethics. With rich experience in interdisciplinary education research, Dr. Rao has been associated with various academic initiatives, faculty development programs, conferences, workshops, and training sessions aimed at strengthening research competencies among education and researchers. As director of the GNLU Legal Incubation Council, Dr. Rao has played an important role in promoting innovation, entrepreneurship, legal incubation, and collaborative academic practices. His leadership has contributed towards creating platforms that encouraged research-driven solutions and interdisciplinary partnerships in education and society. Dr. Rao is also known for his engaging teaching style and practical approaches to research training. His sessions are appreciated for his clarity, interactive nature, and relevance to emerging academic needs. In this faculty development program, Dr. Ambati Nageshwara Rao will be delivering two important sessions titled Exploring Qualitative Research Methods and Data Analysis Technique and Mixed Methods Research Integrating Perspective for Deeper Insights. These sessions aim to provide participants with a comprehensive understanding of qualitative inquiry, data collection methods, therapeutic analysis, interpretation strategies, and the integration of qualitative and quantitative approaches for producing meaningful, reliable, and impactful research outcomes. His sessions are expected to enrich participants with practical insights, methodological clarity, and deeper perspective on contemporary research practices in higher education and social science. We are honored to welcome Sir, who has vast experience and knowledge. On behalf of all the participants present here, I extend a warm welcome to our respected resource person. Now, I invite our resource person to share his valuable knowledge and enlighten us. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much for the nice introduction and very elaborative. Thanks a lot. I need to learn more. And I hope I'm audible to all of you, right? I can start with my session. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. First of all,
Yes, sir. This is a continuous session for 4 hours. So you can decide when to give 15 minutes break, sir. Since you will be taking the sessions continuously, you can decide that when you are supposed to give break, sir. Okay?
Oh, yes, sir. We can have around 3:45, 4 o'clock. We have
Yes,
like
sir. Yes, sir. No, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Based upon your class only, sir.
Please,
No
sir. Please.
problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Okay. First of all, let me share my screen. You all. First of all, I would like to thank all the organizing committee members coming with a wonderful program that is 15-day International Faculty Development Program on innovative teaching, pedagogy, learning skills. Especially, I would like to thank the Research and Development Cell, IIT DM, Tamil Nadu, and the State Islamic University of Mudra, Indonesia, and all the organizing committee members, organizing secretaries, especially all the coordinating members, FDP chairman, uh, directors of the FDP, each and every person with your name. I would like to thank you. This is my wonderful opportunity. I think this is the fourth or fifth time I'm just getting opportunity from these particular institutions and from each one of you. Thanks a lot once again, each and everyone, for giving this particular wonderful opportunity. I request all the participants, those who joined here, just open your smartphone for 2 minutes. I request all the participants. I request all the participants. I request all the participants. Please open your smartphone. Please let me know once we are ready with this. Okay. Please open your smartphone and scan this QR code. Scan this particular QR code. I'm going to show you one small QR code. I want everyone should join this QR code, please. Okay. I'm just starting once again. I'm going to show you a small QR code. I just want you to all join that particular QR code. Okay. Please join all the participants. I can see there are only 8 members. I'll wait 10 more seconds.
Sir, you have been, you are having some queries in the chat box, sir.
Okay. QR code is there left side of the window. With your phone, if you can able to QR code, generally whatever you do, QR code, just few more. If you're not able to scan it, it's fine. Okay. Generally we can scan QR code, right? We can able to see this QR code. Not able to join. I can see there are around 20 scholars joined here. Humanities, economics. Just one or two questions more, then I'll wind up. Okay. Left side of the window, there's a QR code. In case if you don't know how to open the QR code, just join with ahaslides.com. This is the last one. You can scan this particular YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel link. If you're interested, you can scan this particular QR code. This is my profile. I would like to happy to connect with you all via social network. Okay. So okay. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you so much for participation. I will share one Google Drive link with you all. It consists of certain sample data sets, which we are going to use couple of days. Okay. I'm going to share all the new articles, all the research materials, all the reading materials that I'm going to use as a part of from next 3 days, including today. So you can find all the resources, data sets in this particular Google Drive link. I have already shared this particular Google Drive link with the organizer. Organizer also shared with you all. So I request you all, in the meantime, find out what is the particular Google Drive link. And we are going to use this particular sample data set from the second session. Maybe first 1 hour, I'm going to have theoretical understanding of some of the concepts. End of second hour onwards, we are going to have hands-on practice. I request you all, if it's possible, you can also join with your laptop or PC. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. Just okay. So I am going to have 3 sessions: qualitative research, quantitative research, and mixed method research. So I will request the organizers, what are the topics I have given? I just organized like this. Today I'm going to deal with the entire qualitative research is all about it. What is qualitative research? What are the different types of qualitative research methods? How to prepare the data collections? What are the tools one has to use it? What are the data analysis can be conducted? And we're also going to have hands-on practice with MaxQDA. When it comes to the qualitative analysis, we have three popular softwares. One is MaxQDA, second one is NVIVO, third one is Atlas TI. There are so many other softwares, but they have a lot of limitations in terms of number of features we have. But MaxQDA is one of the well-known software. It is not only meant for qualitative data analysis, we are also going to use the same software on day 3 as a part of mixed method research work. Okay. So today we are going to have theoretical understanding of what is qualitative research, what are the methods, what are the sampling techniques, what are the data analysis, then hands-on practice with the MaxQDA on qualitative data analysis. Tomorrow we are going to start with what is qualitative data analysis, how to prepare the research tool, how to prepare your research tool, how to check the validity, reliability of your research tool, and what are the descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. We are going to have hands-on practice with the help of Jamovi. It is a completely free and open source software, Jamovi. Have shared a link how to install Jamovi software. I'll also share once again at the end of the session. So before joining tomorrow's session, if you can able to join, if you can able to install the Jamovi software, well and good. Okay. And day 3, we are going to talk about what is mixing method, what are the different types of mixing methods, how one can integrate the findings of quantitative and qualitative. So we are going to have hands-on practice with the help of the MaxQDA software. Okay. And MaxQDA software is meant for 14 days. So you can think of installing a software, that particular software on your laptop or PC. Okay. So first one, qualitative research and data analysis method. Organizers have given me, but I just clubbed qualitative with reference to sampling data collection method so that I can able to cover entire qualitative one day, entire quantitative second day, entire mixing method one day. I thank the organizer for giving me flexibility to design myself, to design the content, okay, as per the flow. Okay. Now, I can see there are so many professors. I can see there are early stage researchers and PhD scholars. It is not going to be one way. Definitely feel free to add it. I'm here to learn. I'm here to interact with you all. So whenever there is a chance, please free to interact with me so that we can learn together. We can contribute together. Okay. Now, as a part of the session, I'll give the overview of what is qualitative research. I'm going to discuss about a couple of approaches like phenomenology, grounded theory, case study. With the help of some research articles, I'm going to explain. Okay. While discussing the phenomenology, grounded theory, case study, I'll also talk about sampling techniques, data collection methods, data collection tools, types of data analysis can be done. And we're also going to talk about hands-on practice with MaxQDA, how one can do qualitative data analysis using MaxQDA. Okay. So these are some of the references. You can find it here. Well-known scholar, John Criswell, research design, qualitative and quantitative mixing methods. And you can refer to third edition, fourth edition also. Well-known scholar. And there are so many other contributors. We have it. Okay. John Criswell is well-known scholar in the area of qualitative, quantitative mixing method research design. Okay. Now, let's start with first topic. What is research onion? Now, whenever as a supervisor or as a PhD scholar, if you are going to guide, if you are going to look at your PhD thesis, your scholar's PhD thesis, or as a PhD student, if I am working on my research proposal, I always get confused. What is research methodology? Is it interview is my research methodology? Is data collection is part of my interview? So whenever somebody asking me what kind of methodology that you're using on it, generally people say that I'm using survey method, I'm using observation method, I'm using interview method. But what kind of knowledge that you're going to contribute it? Is it based on subjectivity? Is it based on objectivity? Is there any interlink? If you look at any definition, I didn't brought any definitions, whether you're coming from social science, management, humanities, whenever you see any definition of research, you'll find one common definition. Research is a systematic investigation of facts. Research is all about observing, describing, explaining, predicting the phenomena. So there are different definitions given by. But overall, if you look at it, research is a systematic investigation. Means as a researcher, we are going to Systematically, you're going to investigate by following certain scientific principles. It means, as an academician, if I'm conducting research, my research is going to be completely different from the layman, the person who don't know what is research. Layman will come up with his own assumptions, his own, just find out what he want to do that. But as a academician, as a researcher, we are follow certain scientific procedure as a part of investigation, because you want to see transparency, you want to show reliability, you want to show credibility of your research work. You are talking about validity, reliability, So how it is possible? Because people are going to depend on your findings of your study, whether it's a healthcare scholar, whether it's educational intervention, whether leadership style, whether it's any experiment, pharmaceutical industry, name it, any type of research. We're all going to depend on our research findings of the study. Maybe some of you wanted to bring some incremental changes in the policy. Some of you wanted to abolish certain laws. Some of you wanted to abolish certain systems, certain practices. Some of you wanted to represent your community problems. Now, we all have some purpose. Other than getting doctorate degree, other than getting promotions, I don't say that these are not mandatory. These are all part of it. But apart from that, we're all here to contribute knowledge. We are all here to fill the gap. We are all here to represent the needs of particular tribal community or particular sections of the society. Right now, in that case, if you're going to present your report, how the funding institution, how the government institution or government agencies are going to look at your findings of your study, your solutions, your suggestions, name it anything. Now, are you able to conduct the study in a proper manner that is expected in terms of by using scientific principles? Now, these scholars, those are at the early stage of their career, if you can able to go through what is the concept of research onion, that is going to help you how to conduct the research, what are the steps one has to conduct, what steps will come first, what steps will come second, how we are going to proceed. As a researcher, if I commit in anywhere any kind of mistake while choosing any of the method like philosophy, approach, methodological choice, strategy, time zone, techniques, I'm going to commit a lot of mistakes. Now, this particular research onion, as you can see that there are so many layers. Once we start peeling one layer, you can able to see the next layer. So we'll get proper direction, proper guidance, how we are going to conduct the research, in what manner you are conducting the research is all about it, right? Now, when I talk about the positivism, like for me as a researcher, if I'm able to observe, if I'm able to test it, that is, I'm able to contribute knowledge. That is the reality for me. As a quantitative researcher, as a scholar, if you're going to use deductive method, you're going to come up certain testing the theories, certain assumptions, and you want to test the theory. Whereas as a qualitative researcher, your research is based on subjectivity. You are least concerned about generalizing your research findings of your research work. You're more interested in understanding particular phenomena, exploring particular phenomena, discovering them. It may be motivations, it may be cultural practices, right? So you want to understand culture, particular phenomena as a whole. Instead of dealing with a couple of variables, you're trying to understand entire phenomena as a whole. You want to discover the knowledge. You want to develop the theories. Instead of testing the theories, your purpose of the research is develop the theory, develop propositions, develop the hypotheses. Now, next one, we have another paradigm. As a researcher, if I feel by just following one particular method, if I'm not able to justify my research objectives, research questions, I'll go with combination of both quantitative and qualitative research methods. Quantitative research is all about measuring, quantifying, looking at associations, relationship, cause and effect relationship, right? Whereas when it comes to the qualitative research, understanding particular phenomena like lived experiences of the people suffering with particular phenomena, like person suffering with a disability, person suffering with HIV/AIDS. Like, I just want to understand with the help of grounded theory, like the process of undergoing the person who is suffering with breast cancer. What are the coping strategies they have? How they are coping with breast cancer? What causes to their experiences? What are the consequences of these particular factors? As a qualitative researcher, I just want to understand the organization culture, like with the help of ethnography. If I want to understand the tribal culture, I want to understand denotified culture. I want to understand particular religious practices. So we have ethnography. So we have phenomenology, we have grounded theory, we have ethnography, we have case study. There are a number of approaches we have. Now, somebody generally asks question, sir, my research is like this. What kind of methodology I have to choose it? Whether I have to choose phenomenology, whether I have to choose grounded theory, whether I have to choose ethnography. Now the question is, instead of asking your supervisor or instead of asking some other person, as a researcher, you're going to carry your project for the next 6 months or 2 years or 3 years. It depends on the degree that you're going to carry. Why don't you understand what is the purpose of the study that you're doing on it? Because nobody is expert. I can tell 100% that even your supervisor is not expert in your own area that you have selected. Your supervisor might be having PhD, you might have awarded so many scholars. They know in and out. But as a scholar, you are going to go through a couple of articles. You are going to spend good amount of time to go through a couple of literature reviews. You are going to come up with a couple of research objectives. As a supervisor, we are here to facilitate. We are able to guide it in what way you're going, in what way you need to think about it. But when it comes to subject knowledge, as a scholar, you know better what you're doing, what is the purpose of it, right? So don't ask your supervisors what kind of topic you have to choose it, what kind of methodology that you have to choose it, right? Don't mind it. At least I'm talking from my side. As a human being, I'm selfish, right? So whenever any PhD scholars comes and ask what kind of topic you want, I have to choose it. First and foremost thing is, I also need to see my capability in terms of how I can guide whether the scholar those are approaching, are they out of my research area of interest, are they outside context? Because as a supervisor, I also need to see what is my interest, my knowledge. If somebody asking, I can't simply guide it. So I always suggest topics related to my own area of interest, right? Now, here, your supervisor is suggesting topic, if you're going to start working on it, and if your supervisor is not having interest, because as a researcher, you are going to have interest, you need to have interest, you need to have passion, you are going to travel with your topic for the next 3 to 5 years. So in that case, the topic should be aligned to you. The topic should be connected to your interest, right? And similarly, when you talk about the purpose, when you talk about the research methodology, you know better than your supervisors, you know better than your subject expert, right? Because you are the person going through 100 articles, 200 articles, maybe 50 articles, right? Now, that is out of the context right now. What I want to say that don't ask anyone what kind of research methodology that you have to choose it. Let's try to understand what is grounded theory. Let's try to understand what is phenomenology. Let's try to understand what is ethnography. So your purpose is connected with any of the approaches of qualitative research. Like for example, as a quantitative research, am I here to compare it? Am I here to see the associations? Am I here to see cause and effect relationship? Right. So what is the purpose? Why you are framing this particular hypothesis? Looking at your supervisor can tell you by looking at the research objectives, research hypothesis. At least the way you have framed your research objectives, the way you framed your research hypothesis. As a supervisor, they can able to tell you what are the possible statistical tests can be applied, what are the possible data analysis can be applied. The kind of words that you're going to use can give the clarity at the beginning of your preparing your proposal itself. So most of the time, what happens is we always concerned about I have collected data. Now, what kind of analysis I have to do it? That is wrong. You cannot simply collect the data and can't think about last minute. You cannot think about what kind of analysis that you're going to carry from the day one. If not from the day one, at least once you prepare your proposal, you'll have some kind of clarity. What would be the possible analytical techniques that you're going to use as a part of your research work? That will come only once you have understanding about what is the purpose of the study, what kind of data collection, what is the methodology or approach that you're going to adopt it. Is it phenomenology, grounded theory, ethnography, right? I'm going to show you a couple of examples so that we'll see what I'm talking right now. This can be correct or not. Now, let me start with the phenomenological study. What is phenomenological study? I can see there are many scholars coming from social sciences, especially scholars coming from sociology, social work, in general, social sciences, even management scholars. They know that there is a scholar named Hegel, George Hegel, well-known scholar, well-known philosopher. He came with a concept called phenomenological study, phenomenological understanding, phenomenological philosophy. So phenomenology is a research, is a qualitative research approach that seeks to understand and describe the universal essence of a phenomena through which lived experiences of individuals. As a researcher, if I want to understand the experiences of my respondents, my participants, that to lived experiences, I'm going to apply phenomenological study. What is lived experiences? Means, for example, if I ask, do you know what is HIV/AIDS? Out of 100 participants, I'm sure nearly 70 to 80% of people say that yes, I know HIV/AIDS. What is happening to them? What is their life? I don't want to have a general understanding of what is happening to the people those have HIV/AIDS. I just want to have deeper understanding, rich experiences, I want to discover as a person suffering with HIV/AIDS. Because we are all watching news, we are all watching neighborhood families, we are all watching everyday news, books, we are reading certain books. What is happening to that, right? But the person who is living that particular phenomena can give you right information, right knowledge, right amount of text to understand what it means living with HIV/AIDS. It can be breast cancer, it can be person with a disability, it can be mother-in-law, like for example, as a woman going for the first time cesarean or first time labor process, being a mother, being pregnant, how you're coping this particular phenomenon, how you're experiencing it, being a first time mother without having any joint family members. Both husband and wife are living in city and they are working, they are employees. And without, if the both husband and wife, they're not going to job, they can't meet their expenses, their family needs. And most of the parents, elderly parents, I'm not saying that all, majority of the elderly parents, those who have different kind of social life, maybe because of regional language, they don't able to come to the city. Right now, how we are able to manage alone your family life, that is your healthcare, your employment, how you're able to manage it, both husband and wife. And it's not just about your pregnancy, even after the delivery, what is going to happen, how you're going to take care of your child, your kid, for the next 1.5 year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe till sending them to play school. I just want to understand the first time becoming pregnant and the delivery process, how you're going to take care of the children. So if you want to understand the lived experiences, in that case, we are going to choose phenomenological study, because you're going to deal with how people perceive, how they make sense of their experiences, instead of simply depending on the existing theories, existing research articles. There are no theories, there are no existing research works. So you just want to contribute how it means like this, right? Like for example, I want to deal with, I want to conduct study on, I want to conduct study, collect the data from the healthcare caretakers. I'm sure many of you might be knowing there is a concept called dementia. After 60s, at least after 70s, 80s, as a human being, we have certain limitations. We'll start losing our memory power. We have so many issues. Dementia is one problem. You won't be able to remember who is my son, who is my family member. Okay. For you, everybody is a new, everybody is outsider. Everyone is an outsider. I'm not talking from the person who is suffering with that, like HIV/AIDS, person with a disability, pregnant, breast cancer. I'm talking about health caretaker point of view. As a health caretaker, how you are going to deal with your mother or father or your family member who is having issue like dementia, who can't recognize you for the next minute. Next immediately they can't stop remembering you, and you don't know where they are, where they go, how other people are going to take the advantage of it. Right. So we are going to have so many experiences. The kind of people that are surrounding you, the kind of people that you have interaction, your interactions are going to influence what kind of experiences that you're going to have it. So I just want to understand, having a person with dementia, as a healthcare taker, what are the expenses? How you are able to cope up with that, right? So if you want to understand that, I'm going to use phenomenological study. Okay. Now within phenomenological study, if you go in more deep, there are different types of phenomenological studies. There are two popular phenomenological study: descriptive and interpretivist phenomenological study. Descriptive phenomenological study concept was given by Husserl, again sociologist, and Husserl's student Hedger has given new concept, interpretive phenomenology. So Hedger was a student of Husserl, and he was following his professor Husserl. A descriptive phenomenology. It means, as a researcher, whatever I'm able to observe, whatever I'm able to listen, whatever I'm able to understand my respondents, I'm able to contribute. I'm going to prepare the report. I'm going to describe it. That is called descriptive phenomenology. As a part of descriptive phenomenology, or in general, as a part of qualitative research, we have a concept called bracketing. Means, as a researcher, you have some knowledge about your respondents or your research, but your prior knowledge, prior information should not influence your research study, your data collection, your data analysis. It means we have to hold your assumptions, and your assumption should not influence. It means intuiting. You should be open enough to learn new knowledge. For example, I'm a person with a disability. I have polio. Okay, and my research studies on students with disabilities in higher education institutions in Andhra Pradesh. I did my PhD from this Mumbai. I collected data from all the universities in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Now, being a person with a disability, I started interacting with other students with disabilities. Now, I know as an orthopedically impaired person, what are the experiences a person is going to have it. Now, while my respondent is answering to me, I should not simply come to the conclusion. I should not say that yes, it might be happening like this. It might be happening like this. I should be open enough to learn. I should be ready to learn new knowledge. I should be ready to accept it. Despite knowing that my respondent is correct, my respondent is wrong, my respondent is exaggerating, whatever it may be that, I'm just ready to listen what I'm ready to open. Then you're going to analyze it, you're going to describe it. Okay. This is the descriptive phenomenology. On the other hand, we have another popular methodology approach, interpretivist phenomenology. So Hedger was following sometime his professor approach descriptive. Later on, he started saying that I think a right way of conducting research is interpretive phenomenology. That is, instead of simply relying on what your respondent informing you or describing you, and instead of taking it as a final, you are going to co-create the knowledge. Means you're going to follow the hermeneutic, means art and science of interpretation. Why particular respondent has this kind of experiences? What are the internal factors, external factors, or maybe historical factors, or maybe political factors? What might be the factor? What are the factors influenced this particular respondent to have this kind of experiences? Is the experiences the same for everyone, or is it different for others? If differ, why? What is the reason? Why? What's not? What made them to feel different? What made them to feel discriminated? So you are going to take the principle of hermeneutic, that is art and science of interpretation, that is with the help of the supplementary materials, with the help of the existing materials, you try to co-create your knowledge, what your respondents said. Instead of simply taking their knowledge as a final one, you take certain supporting, maybe it may be complementary, it may be supporting findings with the help of the existing research work. You're going to come up with excellent report. Okay, that is called interpretive phenomenology. And interpretive phenomenology says that it is not 100% possible to reject the bracketing, but as a qualitative researcher, one can use different uh, practices like reflexive thinking, iteration process, transparency, like the amount of time that you are spending on the field trip. I'm going to talk about, my last slide is all about validity and reliability. Please remind me in case if I forget about it. Okay. So we have one popular study. Those who attended my previous session some of time back, you might have seen this particular study. A phenomenological study of the lived experiences of parents of young children with autism receiving special education services. Now, as a scholar, I just want to understand the experiences of parents who are having children with autism. I just want to have collect the data from the parents who are having children with autism. Who are the children? Young children, and children with autism, and children who are receiving special education services. I have narrowed down my topic. Of course, this is not my PhD thesis. This is some other scholar. Okay, this is coming from Portland State University. What I want to say that the clarity, if you look at the title, the clarity, it's very clear how much narrow down the researcher has done it. A phenomenological study of the lived experience of parents of young children with autism receiving special education services. Okay. Now, what the researcher did, the researcher collected data from the young parents, uh, those who have children with autism. Okay. Now, the question comes here as a part of sampling techniques. What are the possible sampling techniques can be used? When you talk about the qualitative research, we have probability sampling. Generally, we have probability sampling, non-probability sampling technique. Probability sampling means every respondent is having equal chance of being selected. Whereas when you talk about non-probability sampling technique, it means every respondent is not having equal chance of being selected. Let me show you a couple of sampling techniques from the qualitative research point of view. Then I will come to this particular article. So we have two types of sampling, called probability sampling, non-probability sampling. As a part of the qualitative sampling, we have purposive sampling. One can call it as a judgmental sampling. We have convenience sampling, quota sampling, snowball sampling. Convenience sampling. Let's take for example, you are sitting in a balcony and somebody is passing. Now you started talking about what is economic crisis. Modi started talking about our prime minister, our honorable prime minister, started talking about economic crisis. Do you believe in this particular economic crisis? What made this economic crisis? So whatever depends on the topic, depends on the context that you have it. You started asking someone who is passing or who is convenient to you, who is accessible to you. Okay. Now, as a researcher, I'm just going to talk to the people. For example, all of you attending my session. After finishing session, I just want to get your feedback. Okay, because all of you attended my session, I just want to get your feedback. I just want to know how was your experience? How was my reading materials that I have presented? How was the content that I covered? How was my hands-on practice that I have delivered? The kind of demo that I have taken, the kind of sample data set. So this I'm going to ask my respondents, those who attended it, and just will see, because I'm convinced they are convenient to me. So here, as a qualitative researcher, my sample size doesn't matter. I'm not here to generalize my research findings here. I'm here more about the discovery, richness. I'm here more about getting more insights. Okay. Let's take, for example, here, other than our honorable prime minister, there are a couple of topics like young adolescents' beliefs concerning menstruation. Generally, we don't talk about menstruation at Indian context, right? Even today, majority of the families, they don't openly discuss about menstruation. So I just want to talk about a couple of boys and young men. What do you know about menstruation? And for the first time, when you started learning about menstruation, we have 50% of the population belongs to women's category. But as a man, as a boy, we don't know what is happening to women in a month, 3 to 5 days, how they're coping with that, what is happening to them, how this particular menstruation is having influence on their active participation in social activities, economic activities, cultural activities. Okay. Now, I just want to understand. So I'm just going to talk with a couple of boys, couple of young men to understand it. Okay. With your permission, my son is in hospital. I just need to attend one call. Okay, please. Hello. Ah, hospital bill అయిపోయింది. Sir, sir. Okay. 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 Purposive sampling, you can also call it as a judgmental sampling. As name itself indicates purpose. It means you have certain inclusion exclusion criteria to select your respondents. Let's say, for example, here, if you look at the title that I have given, University Teachers' Attitudes and Experiences of Teaching Students with Visual Impaired Candidates. Now, I can see many of your academicians, faculty members. I'm sure some of you might be teaching or have experience of teaching students with visual impaired candidate. I can talk with any teacher in general about their experiences. But if I want to understand what are their experiences, hello. అక్కడ ఫోన్ చేసి అక్కడ ఫోన్ చేయాలి సరే సరే ఓకే ఓకే So I just want to know the teachers who are teaching students with visual impairment. Because if as a teacher, if you're not having any kind of experience with the teaching students with visual impaired candidates, what I'm going to answer to your questions, what kind of knowledge I'm going to contribute to you, right? But as a teacher, if I know, if I handle a couple of students with learning disabilities, couple of students with specific learning disabilities, I can able to handle, I can able to understand what are their learning needs. Okay, I can able to understand what are the learning needs, what are their requirements. I have some kind of experiences, I have some kind of knowledge about it. If that is not happening, I can't justify in the interview question that you're going to ask me. So here I'm going to have inclusion exclusion criteria, like the teachers, those are teaching students with visual impaired, and at least they must have taught students, at least 3 to 5 students. Okay, and they must have taught around within last 3 years only, last 3 to 5 years only. So you're going to include certain inclusion and exclusion criteria as a part of purposive sampling. Okay, that is comes under judgmental sampling or purposive sampling. Next one is quota sampling. Like, just like, most of the time you always get confused with purposive sampling with the stratified sampling. Stratified sampling is part of probability sampling, whereas quota sampling is part of non-probability sampling technique. Now, only thing is here is that, let's say, for example, here, during COVID-19, irrespective of your age, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of economic background, irrespective of your geography, almost everybody got affected with that, right? I just want to know what kind of psychological impact is having on their, what kind of psychological impact we have because of COVID-19. I just want to know from different age groups, like 11 to 21 years, 20 to 31 years, 30 to 41 years. Now I'm able to decide what you're seeing on the right side of the column, like 11, 16, 15. It depends on the population. If I know the specific number, I can able to, I think this will be the last time. As I mentioned it, my son is in hospital. They are coming. I need to open the door. Just only 1 minute. Please don't take it other way. Okay. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, I'm just back here. I just want to collect the data with reference to the psychological impact of COVID-19 on different age groups. Okay, I'm just got the estimation that there are around 60 people. Based on their age group, based on their population, for the each age group, I'm going to fix some quota. Okay, based on their age wise, what is the total population they have age group wise? I'm going to fix the quota, and I'm going to have around total 60. I decided 60 based on the total size, total population. We have it. Okay, and each age group wise, we are going to fix quota. Once fixed the quota, you are going to choose your sample. Okay, there's no any like a random sampling as such. You are just going to choose what you like it here, convenience as per your convenience here. Okay. Last one, we have snowball sampling. We use this particular snowball sampling when it comes to measuring, when it comes to collecting data from particular group of people. Whenever there is no list, whenever we don't have any kind of directory. Like for example, I want to collect the data on social enterprises in India. What is the contribution of social enterprises in terms of their social innovations, in terms of contribution towards achieving sustainable development goals, right? But government of India is not having any kind of list with reference to the number of social enterprises. Even if you go to Ministry of Corporate Affairs, you will see a list of companies. They are not able to differentiate like for profit, not for profit, hybrid organizations, right? We have so many legal entities, but there is a lot of confusion among the social enterprises. They're not able to tell are they belongs to social enterprise, are they belongs to commercial entrepreneurship, right? Similarly, if as a researcher, I just want to collect the data from the parents who are having children with chain smoking. I just want to collect the data from the parents who are having chain smoking. No parent will come and tell that my son is having chain smoking habits, right? Or even if you talk to your students, I just want to collect the data from the students who are having chain smoking, drug addiction. Nobody will come and say that I have this kind of hobby. But with the help of the snowball sampling, you're going to start collecting data from one respondent by spending good amount of time to make friendship connections, and you will build the relationship. And with the help of one contact, you start getting the references of the other respondents, right? So it depends on the topic that you have it. One can able to apply snowball sampling whenever we don't have proper directory, proper list of the respondents here. Okay, this is called snowball sampling. Now the question comes for many of the scholars, sir, in quantitative study, we have online calculator, we have it. We have formulas, we have it. We have traditional tables, we have it to determine the sample size. But in what about qualitative research? Do you have any particular strategy to say that, okay, this is my sample size, this is the correct sample size? Let me tell you all. This is a table that I brought it from the Criswell. Criswell is a scholar. From his contribution, I brought this particular table. The table that I'm showing right now, this is not the final, this is not the standard. The researcher, based on his experience, he was able to say that for grounded theory, expected typical sample size, there is a possibility of having 20 to 30. But actually, it all depends on, as a researcher, what kind of research question that you have it, how much you are able to collect the data. For example, myself and one more professor going for data collection. And I don't have much probing skills. I'm not giving good environment for my respondent to answer it. I just want to collect the data for namesake. But the other professor, having good research skills, able to ensure that my respondent is feeling comfortable. My respondent is able to answer the questions. He or she is having good probing skills, because second question, third questions comes based on the response to the first question. Now, if I say, okay, you answered it, okay, then I go to the next question, next question, next question. Now, as a researcher, how we are going to collect the data? How much data that you're going to collect it? The amount of data that you collected, are you able to justify your research purpose, research questions? As a researcher, especially when it comes to the qualitative data collection and data analysis will go simultaneously. It means once you collect your interview, you'll have some kind of preliminary understanding, because you're going to make note, because you should not forget single line, single word. When it comes to the quantitative study, you're going to use a couple of survey method questionnaires, and it is going to be there even not today, even after 6 months, that survey will be there. Nothing you're going to lose it. But as a human being, we have certain limitations. You may be thinking that you are smart, your IQ level is high, you can able to remember everything. But there is a possibility that you may miss a lot of information if you're not going to take note, if you're not going to record audio, video, right? And if you're not maintaining any kind of field note diary. So the richness of the data decides whether you are able to justify your research questions, research objectives or not. So accordingly, you can able to decide whether sample size should be what is the ideal sample size. Nobody is able to tell exactly phenomenology means 5 to 10 or 30 to 50. These are the typical, this is the possibility of having this much sample size. Rest depends on, as a researcher, how much data that you're going to collect, what is the volume of data that you collected, and how much data that you collected is relevant to your research objectives, research questions. For example, if I'm asking my respondent is talking from last 30 minutes for a single question, but hardly 2 lines or maybe 1 line connected with my research objective, research questions. In order to give answer to that question, he spoke 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So that is not relevant to me. I don't require that kind of information which are not related to my research objective, research questions, or anyway is nowhere connected with that. So in that case, there's no point of having a lot of data which are not connected with your research questions, research objectives. Okay. So this is all about sample size and what are the sampling techniques can be used. Now, next one, methods of qualitative data collection. One can use observation method. Let me take this case study to explain. Coming to this particular study. So the researcher collected data by using 3 types of data tools, data collection methods. First one, as I mentioned it, the researcher used snowball sampling. Snowball, because there is no list of the students with autism, and most of the NGOs, they're not ready to share. Most of the NGOs, they're not ready to share their children's problems. They don't want to show that I have children with autism. Okay. So what the researcher did, she approached the NGOs saying that, can you able to post this particular survey on your Facebook, on social media platforms? So the researcher, the NGO agreed for it, and they have shared their social media platforms. And one of the respondents immediately contacted the researcher. So one of the respondents immediately contacted the researcher. And the researcher collected data. The researcher got the information about the first respondent. And the first respondent said that, I know a couple of people in my network because we're all meeting in a couple of workshops. As a parent, I'm attending a couple of workshops. In that particular workshop, I have a couple of friends. I'll also ask them to participate if they're interested. So with the help of the first respondent, the researcher got the remaining respondent. So the researcher got around 7 respondents by using snowball sampling technique. By using snowball sampling technique, the researcher got 7 respondents. Now, at the time of data collection, the researcher used first one, telephonic interview. Telephonic interview. The main object of telephonic interview is not collect the data. To confirm that the respondents are connected with the research objectives, research questions. As a part of telephonic interview, the researcher asked, are you a young mother, like having children with autism? Young children means less than 60 years of, less than 5 years, that is less than 60 months. 60 months, that is less than 5 years. And your children are getting special education services. Are you comfortable in English? Why the researcher asked, are you comfortable in English? Because the researcher is not coming from Dutch language. And the researcher don't want to translate the language from one language to another language. Because the researcher conducting the phenomenological study. Now we can translate any kind of language from one language to another language. But the specialty of the phenomenology is that I don't want to miss the essence of my participants' experiences. Essence of my participants' experiences. So the researcher wanted to collect the data from the parents who are comfortable in English, who are able to explain their experiences as this. Okay. So these are the certain criteria used as a part of photo elicitation interview, telephonic interview. And the researcher also asked, are you willing to share 10 photographs? So out of 7 people, 4 people agreed. 3 people said that no, we are not ready to participate because they don't want to share their children's photographs, and some of them are not. They're hang children's more than 5 years of age group. Okay, so due to one or the other reason, out of 7 people, 4 people agreed to participate. 4 people agreed to participate. Then second method of data collection is photo elicitation method. I'm sure for some of you it might be very new. Photo elicitation method. The researcher went to the respondent home and asked to place all the 10 photographs on the table. In that particular 10 photographs, along with the child, there are so many other children, there are so many other family members. So the researcher directly not jumped talking about her research topic. The researcher started asking who are the other members in the particular photograph, who are the other children's, where your children is studying it, where their children are studying, what is the difference between your children's education, their children's education, what are the problems that you're trying to address, how you're able to address it. Because the researcher wanted to build the rapport. The researcher wanted to build the rapport with the parents so that they can feel comfortable to answer. Because as an outsider, you're going to collect the data from me. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not able to believe you. I'm not able to trust you. So there are so many factors. As a researcher, how we are going to build the confidentiality, how you're going to build the trust, how you make them to comfortable, right? So that you can able to discover more and more. You can able to, if you're not comfortable, I'm not able to disclose a lot of information about my son. You're not talking about my son achievement. You're talking about my son disability, physical disability issues, invisible disability issues. Why I need to talk about it? Because I'm not trusting you. I don't know how you're going to misuse this particular study, right? For you, it is a PhD. For me, as a parent, as a mother, how I'm going to respond to you? Now here, as you can see that the researcher used photo illustration method, then later on in-depth interview method, and the fourth method, group interview. Because the researcher wanted to verify whatever the researcher collected data is correct. The researcher wanted to validate, the researcher wanted to cross-verify. Earlier, as a part of the stage number 3, they collected in-depth interviews. In stage number 4, she called all the 4 members and started saying that this is what my understanding. I can see there are certain gaps. I just want to cross-verify. So by using 4 different types of data collection methods, the researcher collected data. Now, what about data analysis? When you talk about the data analysis, we have different types of data analysis. We have thematic analysis, content analysis, sentiment analysis, right? Now, as we started using a lot of tools like NVIO, MaxQDA, Atlas TI, we have good number of data visualizations. We have it. Good number of data visualization tools we have it. Okay. Now, there are so many scholars defined what is thematic analysis, what is content analysis. I'm going to discuss what is thematic analysis today. That is going to be a second session. That is maybe after 1 hour, after 30 minutes also. We are going to install MaxQDA and we are going to have 2.5 hours, 2 hours hands-on practice. Let me give overview of what is thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is a widely used qualitative research method that involves identifying, analyzing, interpreting patterns or themes within qualitative data. It provides systematic way to make sense of large. We have a lot of data, and in order to work on this particular data, you are going to identify certain patterns, certain similarities. Okay, and there are so many scholars described what is thematic analysis. You can see that inductive thematic analysis, reflexive thematic analysis, there are different contributions. However, the concept of Brown and Clarke thematic analysis, it consists of 6 stages of thematic analysis, like familiarizing with the data, generating initial codes, searching for themes, reviewing the themes, defining and naming the themes, producing the report. We are going to conduct all these steps right now, one by one, with the help of the hands-on practice, with the help of the data set. Still, I'll take 10 to 15 more days, 15 more minutes, maybe 30 minutes also. If somebody interested to have hands-on practice with the help of your laptop, with the help of the MaxQDA software, still there is a chance. Please open your laptop by the time I start. Okay. I'm going to have hands-on practice with this for the second session. Okay. Another popular method, grounded theory. As many of you knows what is grounded theory is all about it. Grounded theory is another popular qualitative research method. It's mainly meant for developing an in-depth understanding of a phenomena. It's mainly meant for developing a theory as an outcome of your research work. I can see that most of the qualitative researchers, they want to develop the theory. They want to develop the theory as a qualitative researchers. I can guarantee that maybe I can say that at least 80 to 90% of the qualitative researchers, you won't find any theory as an outcome of their research work. The main outcome of qualitative research, the main expected outcome of qualitative research is to develop the theory. I can guarantee that 80 to 90% of the scholars, they don't able to show the outcome, that is development of developing theory, developing proposition as an outcome of their research work. But if you look at grounded theory, the scholars, those who use grounded theory, out of 100%, 90% I said means the remaining 10% of people, at least those are using grounded theory. I can guarantee that at least 70 to 80% of people might have developed good theory as an outcome of their research work. Because the main objective of grounded theory is to develop the data, develop the theory from the raw data, the data that are collected. From the data, you are going to develop the theory. And your purpose of the study itself is to develop the theory. Instead of simply looking at the existing theories, instead of looking at connecting the existing theories or testing the existing theories, you want to develop the theory. Okay. Now, so one can able to develop the theory, one can able to propose hypothesis, construct the hypothesis. Okay. And if you want to develop any new concept, as a researcher, if you want to develop new concept, if you want to generate new theory, one can go for grounded theory research work. Let me give you an example of research work. Breaking Taboos, Empowering Communities, a grounded theory analysis of menstrual health education program. I collected data from this particular young lady. Her name is Aditi Gupta. Some of you might be knowing her. Right now, she's very popular. She's a social entrepreneur. She started her venture in the year 2012. As I mentioned some time back, generally we don't talk about menstruation. She herself, being a woman, she experienced what is menstruation. And coming from conventional family, nobody was ready to talk about menstruation. And sometime later on, she forgot it and she started doing her studies. She did her engineering background. She's good at learning design. She wanted to learn, she wanted to do degree from NID. After having BTech, she also wanted to have degree from NID Ahmedabad. So while doing her dissertation, she thought, why can't address menstruation the problem? Even today, it is considered as a taboo. A lot of stigma is attached to that. How I can address it? So she came with this particular comic book. I no need to talk to my daughter about menstruation. It's not about my daughter, even my son. I can buy this particular book. I can give it to them. They will understand. Of course, after passing around 8 years, 9 years age, at least 8 to 10 years age, because these days we know that at the age of 11 itself, we can see the puberty stage because of the food that we are eating on it, because of environment that we are living on it. Around 8, 9, 10, at least 10, 11 years itself, people are getting the puberty stage, right? So there is a urgency, there is a requirement as a father, as a mother, how we are going to educate your children. So we can simply buy this book. This particular book is available in more than 20 languages. Okay, forget about that one. Come to the topic here, grounded theory point of view. My main objective of this particular study is to explore how menstrual health education influences gender empowerment and promotes social change in communities exposed to Menstruopedia self program. So Menstruopedia is conducting a lot of mental health education, menstrual health education. Okay, the main objective is to empower, bringing gender empowerment. Okay, and promote social change in communities. Okay, these are the main objective of my study. So when I started collecting data, my first research question was, How does menstrual health education influence awareness and health practices? Now, I started I started collecting data from my respondents. After 15-20 interviews, I couldn't see any new insights, new findings. Means there is concept called data saturation. You can also call it as a theoretical sampling. We can call it as a data saturation. It means I'm not able to get any new insights. Okay, I'm not getting new findings. I can't collect. I don't. There's no point of collecting a few more interviews. But the question is, am I able to justify my research questions, research objectives, my research purpose? I'm not able to justify my research purpose. So what I did, I framed the second question. I just revised my research question after looking at the findings of my research first. What impact does the inclusion of boys and men in menstrual education have on breaking taboos and fostering gender equality? Right. Now, after revising my research question, I started collecting data from the new respondents. I'm able to get the answers, get the new insights connected with my research purpose of the study. So you are, as a researcher, you need to see whether what are the data that you're collecting? Are you getting new insights, new findings? If you're able to reach data saturation, after reaching saturation with your findings, are you able to justify your research purpose? If not, what kind of research question can be asked further? Whom to approach first? Whom to approach next in order to justify your research purpose, right? That is can be possible. Now, if you're going to have grounded theory, we have very popular data analysis approach. Grounded theory is very popular. We have like, as a part of thematic analysis, we have 7 stages. Whereas when it comes to grounded theory data analysis, we have 4 stages, but more or less all the same. Like whatever I'm saying here, open coding. Open coding includes 2 stages of thematic analysis, like familiarizing the data and open coding. Whereas stage number 3, Excel coding, organizing codes into categories, that talks about how we are going to generate the themes. Okay. And selective codes, once we generate the themes, we are going to redefine, we are going to review the themes, and we are going to describe the themes. Okay. And lastly, we are going to revisit the literature based on the findings, and we are going to finalize your themes and sub-themes of your analysis work. We are going to connect the relationship. You are going to build the theory out of work. I'll take the questions, maybe after 5 to 10 minutes more before going for the next session. Next one, we have case study. Case study, the main objective is to understand complex phenomena. As a researcher, I want to evaluate particular phenomena, particular policy like MG Narega, like Right to Education Act, or Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, name it any scheme. Or if you want to understand what are the motivational factors influencing some people to become successful entrepreneurs, what are the facilitating factors or hindering factors, right? So if you want to understand one unit or one institution, one individual, or more than one individual, more than one institution, or a particular phenomena, particular policy, particular project, or if you want to look at it, I'm using certain teaching pedagogies. Like for example, right now we are all using AI tools, right? So I just want to know the kind of teaching pedagogy that I'm using. Which teaching pedagogy is the right intervention in terms of ensuring students are taking part actively. We have a lot of AI tools, but which AI tool is the right tool which can cover many number of classroom activities? Because as a teacher, you can't teach continuously. If you have around 50 to 60 hours per semester for one particular paper, all 50, 60 hours you are going to teach your teacher. So what you're going to teach them, what they're going to learn from you. So how you're going to engage your students, what are the activities that you're going to carry? Is it going to be one-time activity? Is it going to be number of activities? Is the same kind of activity that you're going to carry? Are there any different kind of activities, different kind of programs you're going to carry? So if you want to understand, if you want to look at it, I can conduct the case study method. That is also possible here, right? Now here, there's a study name, Social Entrepreneurship for Scalable Solutions Addressing Sustainable Development Goals at Bottom of the Pyramid in India. There are a couple of social enterprises. They are coming with their innovations to address the social problems, social economic problems, especially the people, those who are living at the bottom of the pyramid. So I just want to understand what made them to choose this particular social enterprise, what made them to launch this particular social enterprise, what kind of innovation they have it, what motivated them, what kind of business model they have it, what are the respondents are thinking about it. I just want to collect the data from beneficiaries also. I want to collect the data from funding institutions like impact investors point of view also. I want to collect the data from the employees of the organization. Okay, as a founding founder, I have my own vision. I want to take my social enterprise to the next level. But the people, those who are working in social sector, service sector, especially employees, how I'm able to retain them for a longer period of time? What motivating them in terms of financially, in terms of their contribution wise, in terms of return on investment wise, right? So I can able to conduct a case study to understand complex phenomena, to study entire context. When you talk about the case study, we have so many methodologies. Very popular one is within case analysis, cross case analysis. Within case analysis, cross case analysis. It means if you look at this particular article, there are three social enterprises. As a part of within case analysis, the research has given profile of each case around 1 to 2 pages. Then cross case analysis, just like thematic analysis, you are going to generate the themes. We are going to compare between, you are going to cross analysis like one social enterprise with another social enterprise. So this is called within case analysis, cross case analysis, very popular approach one can do as a part of case study method. Right now time is 3:23. Okay. I'm sure all of you are ready with your laptop PC. Any questions before going to hands-on practice? Let me stop here. We can go for 10 to 15 minutes questions. Then we can go for hands-on practice. There is a question. Can you write good research paper having 50 respondents? Why 50? I can write with 3 also. I can write with 5. Only point is I mentioned at the beginning, how much richness data that we have, how much information that we have it. If you look at my publications, some of the publications, I have only one case study. I have 2 case studies, 3 case studies. They're published, of course. It's not to tell that I have Scopus publication, but you can write with one case study, 2 case studies, right? Is there any AI tool to study the current case to discuss in the class? Mobin Taj, are you coming from law background? Legal background? Management background? See, we have so many AI tools. That AI tools can be used for preparing your notes, like Notebook LM, very popular. I'm sure all of you knows about it. We can use Google Gemini, very popular. And we also have Brisk Teaching, Teach Better. I'm going to share one small flyer on the last day of the program. If the organizer allow me, okay. I'm going to come up with one FDP program. I'm going to share with you all on day 3. Okay. Sure. Very insight. Thank you so much. Any questions? Anybody would like to add any point? Feel free to add it. Shall I go with the next part if there are no questions? Could you give an example for thematic analysis? Yes, Harini. We are going to have example with the hands-on practice only. Please just wait for a few more minutes. If you are on system or laptop, you are going to practice along with me. Otherwise, you can watch it. With the theoretical point of view, are there any questions other than the hands-on practice part? One more time. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. Please open your, all of you. Those are in the Google. Those are working on laptop. I'm sharing my screen. Please type it in Google. Please type it in Google. Max QDA software. Max QDA software. Please type Max QDA. What you can do, you can put while typing it Max QDA desktop software desktop. The scholars, the faculty members, those are working simultaneously along with me. Please open your Google. Type Max QDA software, Max QDA desktop software desktop download. Okay. Shall I go ahead? Yes, no? If somebody can send their reactions, I can go ahead with that. I'm not sure how many of you are installing software. I already shared one YouTube link. Maybe if you don't want to install right now, you can see this particular link. I'll share it once again. I'm sharing here link. If you don't want to install right now, maybe if you want to install later on, please click on this particular link. You can able to find a detailed step-by-step procedure to download the Max QDA software. Okay. Now the question is whether you want me to discuss about how to install it. Shall I go ahead with the software itself? See here, I'm just opening the first search engine. This is second search engine, start free trial. Start free trial. Just click on start free trial. Just click on start free trial. When I click on the start free trial first search engine, I got this particular window. Now what I can do, there is option called products. There is option called products. There is option called products. Under the products, there is option called updates and downloads. Maybe you can install it later on. I'm just going to discuss right now. Under the products, there is option called updates and downloads. Just click on it. Just click on it. The moment I click on products, updates and downloads, I got the new window. I got the new window. Now, for me, I'm using Windows. Some of you might be using Mac version. Depends on your operating system. You can click on download. Depends on your operating system. You can click on download. If you are using Mac, you can click on Mac. If you are using Windows, click on download Max QDA for Windows. And it will take hardly 2 to 3 seconds. 2 to 3 minutes. Please complete it. Very simple software. Very simple software. Please complete the installation part. By the time you install it, I'll talk about what is Max QDA. By the time the colleagues, the members, those are installing right now, you start installing it. In the meantime, I'll talk about what is Max QDA software. Max QDA is one of the well-known software. I can say that in the market currently, it is having #1 position. Earlier, NVIO is #1 position. Right now, Max QDA. Somebody can ask me how it is. How can I say that it is a #1, #2, #3? Is it commercial? I'm the Max QDA trainer. I'm also used to train NVIO at last year. Looking at the software futures, I always suggest if somebody want to buy software, you can buy Max QDA. It is economically worth in terms of economically is good. In terms of futures point of view, in terms of options, number of futures that you're going to have it. Like One can do not only qualitative analysis, one can do statistical analysis, one can do mixed methods, right? One can do data visualizations, one can do literature review, one can do interview transcription. Now, some of you might be using NVIO or Atlas KI. We can also do with the NVIO transcription. But for NVIO, if you're going to install free trial version, you don't have option to transcribe the data. But if you're going to install MaxQDA, we are going to get around 60 minutes trial version and economically worth in terms of if you want to buy extra credits. One can do content analysis, one can do mixed methods, one can do literature review, one can do systematic literature review, right? So there are multiple options are available by using MaxQDA. So there is a reason I'm suggesting you all, if you're interested, please look at it, what is MaxQDA software, and think of learning it. And just look at the price. Look at the price here. There are different type of software, but I'm a student. For example, I'm a PhD scholar. Just click on here. I want to go with MaxQDA Analytics Pro. I just want to go with MaxQDA Analytics Pro because I want to do statistical analysis also, mixed methods also, qualitative analysis also. So here, as a PhD student, I have option. No software is giving like this, okay? 6 months. If I go for 6 months, it will cost hardly 60 euros. It will cost hardly 60 euros. And if I want to, for example, if I have audio video transcriptions, let's take for example here, let's take for example 5 hours. It is adding around, total is coming 117 euros. You can able to see here 99 euros altogether. But if you go with NVIO, if you go with any other software, you will find a lot of, it's very costly. Okay. But if I want to go with student version for 3 years, like let me go to faculty side as an academia. I want to go for 3 years license. One license. For 3 years, it is 600 euros. NVIO for 1 year, it will cost around $500, $550. Okay. Just think about it. You can see what it is later on. Okay. I hope all of you might have installed the MaxQDA software. Once we install the MaxQDA, we need to create the account. As you can see, there's an option called free trial. Give your email ID. And you need to create the account. I'm not getting any response from anyone of you currently installing. That is the reason I'm not spending much time. Step-by-step procedure of installing part. But whenever you want to install it, please check in my video so that you can able to get the step-by-step procedure. Okay. Now, I'm just opening my MaxQDA. Application. I hope some of you are able to install it. MaxQDA software. Once we open the MaxQDA software, I'll get this kind of window. If you look at this kind of window, it is asking whether you want to create a new project, whether you want to open the existing project that currently I'm working some consultancy projects, whether you want to open the consultancy projects. I don't have any data. I just want to get the sample projects. Yeah. MaxQDA is giving some sample projects here. If I click on here, I can see some sample projects. So I can download the sample projects. I can start using it. I can practice it. I can start using sample projects for learning it. Okay. If you look at this right side of the window, right now, thanks to the organizers, they are conducting 15 days faculty development program. But if you're interested after attending this particular session, if you want to go for certificate course like $300, $200 certificate course, you can go for the tutorials. You can go for the certified trainer course. Okay. A lot of materials are available here. You can able to go through that. Okay. I'm also conducting one small program where I'm going to give the professional license for 1 month. I'll just giving a professional license for 1 month. If somebody is going to register, they are going to get 1 month professional license, not a trial license, professional license for Max QDA. So you can able to use 30 days professional license. Okay. So this is one event which is going to come soon. That is starting from 27th, 31st. Okay. Now, here what I want to say here. Right now, what are the trial version that you're installing right now? Some of your friends, right now, some of you are installing, right? You are going to use it for 14 days. Trial version is for 14 days. That is the basic version. That is the basic version. But the current version that you're seeing on my slide, this is called Analytics Pro. This is called Analytics Pro, where I have shown you Analytics Pro. It includes statistical analysis, mixed method analysis, and qualitative data analysis. Okay. So there is a software. Now I just want to create the project. I want to create the project. So just click on new. What is the project title? What is the project title that you want to create? I want to create the project title as work-life balance. Work-life balance. Work-life balance is the project. I'm saving it on my desktop. Title of the project is work-life balance. Click on save. So I opened my Max QDA application. Look at this particular window. I can able to see there are 4 windows are here. I can able to see there are 4 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Window number 1. What are the files that you're going to import? It can be text file. It can be PDF file. It can be literature review file. It can be audio file. It can be video file. It can be SPSS file. It can be CSV file. Name it any file. Like as you can see here, text files, transcripts, audios, videos, survey, web page, YouTube, any type of file that you're going to import, that is going to be stored here. If you're going to open any of the file that are imported, like interview file, focus submission file, or review of literature file, audio file, video file, if you open here, that is going to be visible here as a big screen. Okay. Whereas window number 3, we are all going to conduct thematic analysis. We are all going to generate the codes, themes. That is going to be reflected here. Codes. That is going to be reflected here. Codes. And once we complete the coding for a particular data segment, maybe today at the end of the session or tomorrow, I'm going to show you what is the retrieved segment, what is the specialty of the Max QDA as compared with any other software that we have it. Okay. So we have 4 windows. This is the basic interface of the Max QDA software. One is importing the data. Second one is opening the file. Third one is creating codes, comments, quotations, memos here. This is the data segment. This is the output we are going to see here. So we have 4 windows. If you look at the ribbon bar here, we have around 11 ribbon bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 or 11. Around 11 to 12 ribbon bars we have. If you click on home, you can able to open a new project. You can open the existing project. I can able to work with my team. I can merge my projects. I can save this particular project. Let's take for example here. My professor, my supervisor is having NVIVO. My supervisor having NVIVO. I'm having Max QDA. I'm having Max QDA. I'm working on Max QDA, but my supervisor can't open it. So what I will do, I'll click on Save Project As. I'll click on Save Project As. And while saving it, I'll save it as REFI qualitative data analysis project. Please, very important. As a PhD scholar, I'm using MaxQDA software. I'm working on MaxQDA, but my supervisor is asking what kind of thematic analysis I'm doing it, what kind of codes I have generated. He want to see my project. He or she wanted to see my project. But he's saying that he don't have MaxQDA software. He's having either Atlas TI or NVIVO. Whether it's Atlas TI, whether it's NVIVO, if I can save my project REFI while in order to send it to my supervisor, you work on MaxQDA project only. In order to send it to your supervisor, you can save your project as REFI qualitative data analysis project. If you can able to save it on this particular project, and if you send it, your supervisor can open this particular project in NVIVO or Atlas TI project without missing any kind of data, without missing any kind of codes. As it is, they can able to open it. So there is another specialty here. Okay. This is a home ribbon bar. Next one, we have import. If you click on import, I can able to see that text files, PDF files, transcripts, focus group transcripts, images, audios, videos. If I click on survey data, I can able to import SPSS file. I can able to import Excel file. I can able to import CSV file. I can able to import the data from YouTube. I can able to import data from web page, right? Spreadsheets. I can able to data from Mendeley, Jotaro, Citavi, like BibTeX format, research information system format, name it any format. If you want to download any kind of references, like if I want to do bibliometric analysis, like if I want to do systematic literature review. For doing systematic literature review, I want to utilize MaxQDA. So I can download that reference manager system, right? So that is also possible here. In addition to importing, I want to create my own document, like Word document. Or I want to copy something, like for example here I have some information. I want to copy this particular information. Sharon, I want to copy here. Just click on from clipboard, you can copy it, like copy and paste. So there are multiple options are available here. Now come to the codes. We have different types of coding options in MaxQDA, like creative coding, smart coding, code statistics, code explorer, code comparison. What's that? Code comparison. And I can use which code? Ask them. I don't have. Ask them. I can create shortcut codes. Okay. I can import the codes. I can export the codes. For example, I have to send my supervisor asking that how to send the codes because he's not believing, because these days we're all using AI tools. He's not believing that I have generated codes by using the by following coding part. So you want to see how I have done the code, how I have developed the teams. So I need to send it. So I can export the entire coding system in a simple manner with single button. Okay, that is also possible. Memos, we are going to discuss in coming slides. Variables, as a part of the quantitative research, one can import the variables, one can import a SPSS file. Okay, one can able to add, one can able to delete number of variables. We have different types of analysis. Well, let's see how time is going to permit. On day 3, I am going to talk about it. Mixed methods. If I want to combine both quantitative findings with the qualitative findings, qualitative and quantitative. So no other software is having the combination of integration of quantitative and qualitative findings that we are going to do it on day 3. Visual tools. We have good number of data visualization tools like MaxMap, Code Matrix browser, Code Relation browser, like Word Cloud, Code Cloud, Document Portrait. So these are all some of them we are going to use today. Okay, I can generate the report after doing the entire coding. Let's take for example, I have 10 interviews. Each interview is around 10 pages. How I'm going to handle hard copies? The two, I want to connect, I want to integrate, I want to combine both quantitative, qualitative. I want to see the relationship between different codes and different themes. But Max QDA is going to help you everything on your fingerprints. You can able to generate the report, okay, with the help of Max QDA. Only one point that it is not going to analyze your data. It's not going to do qualitative data analysis. It is going to save 80 to 90% of your time. It is going to save 90% of your energy, your resources. 90% is not easy task. Out of, for example, as a PhD scholar, if I want to analyze in-depth interviews, imagine that I'll take 3 months. 80 to 90% of time saving without having any plagiarism, because it's not analyzing your data. It's bringing everything together. It's going to save your time, your energy. At the end, you are going to use your analytical skills and you're going to make the report out of the work. Okay. And there's also dictionary. Like if you want to add any kind of words, if you want to learn new dictionary, if you want to add new concepts in your data, you can add dictionary here. Statistical techniques. While using NVIO, Atlas AI, we can do bar chart, we can do certain visualizations. But when it comes to Max QDA, we can conduct correlation, we can conduct a reliability test, we can conduct ANOVA test, descriptive statistical test, inferential statistical test. Okay. Most important part, AI assistant, which is far better than any other qualitative data analysis software that is there right now. I'm not saying that it is going to complete your work, but it is more better than any other software when it comes to summarizing the document, AI coding, okay, couple of summarizing, paraphrasing point of view. So this is the basic interface of Max QDA software. This is the basic interface of Max QDA software. Okay. Now we'll go for how much time break, sir? 15 minutes, 20 minutes break. Sir, are you there? The organizers. Binit, sir, you are there? 15 minutes. Okay. After 15 minutes, we are going to meet. In the meantime, I request you all, please download the software. If you can able to practice along with me, you may like it. You may learn more. That's what I can say that. There's only one line. I already shared the link in the YouTube link. Maybe if you can follow the particular link and you can install it, that's the best option. And second, once we install it, please find the Google Drive link. In that Google Drive link, there's a Word document, Word folder. In that, I have given around sample data sets. Please download the sample data sets, and we are going to use as a hands-on practice. Right now, time is 3:50. We are going to meet at 4:05. I want you to do two things if it's possible. One is installing the MaxQDA software. Second one is downloading the sample data sets that I have given to you. Okay. My WhatsApp is not connected with this particular link. I'm not able to share. Maybe I request the organizers can share the Google Drive link once again with the participants. They are asking once again. Otherwise, this is the link for the Max QDA. We are going to meet at 4:05. Okay. Please install if it's possible. Thank you all. Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are there. Welcome back to second session of the day. I believe that some of you might have installed the software Max 2DA and you are ready with the data sets. I believe that some of you are ready with the installation of Max 2DA software and sample data sets. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sharing my screen. So in this particular Google Drive link, there's a folder named Word Files. I just want you to download interview transcript 1, transcript 2, transcript 3. I just want you to download interview transcript 1, transcript 2, transcript 3. And we'll also see some of the files, how we are going to utilize them. Okay. I'm just opening my Max Studio software. So before going for the break, we had an overview of what is qualitative research methodology, what are the different approaches we have. And we also discussed how to install the Max Studio and what is the interface of Max Studio, how to save the project, what are the different menus, ribbon bars we have it. Okay. Now, the first and foremost thing is we want to understand how to conduct the thematic analysis. So if you want to understand thematic analysis, we should have some type kind of topic in our test so we can able to connect it line by line, right? We can able to connect how to conduct the thematic analysis. Instead of simply discussing a theoretical understanding of thematic analysis, let's have a small study. I have given you interview transcript 1, transcript 2, transcript 3. Okay. We imagine that all of you have collected data. We have collected this data, and we have this particular 3 interview transcript. As per the concept of Brown and Clarke, we have 6 stages of thematic analysis. Step number 1, familiarizing with the data. As a researcher, we are going to familiarize the data that we have collected it. So what we can do, we have 3 interview transcript. And if you look at this particular interview transcript, they are dealing with the workplace stress and coping mechanism among healthcare workers, a comprehensive analysis of stress levels, burnout, and organizational support. This is the title of the work. And as a researcher, I just want to investigate what are the key factors contributing to workplace stress among healthcare workers in different departments. Like we have 3 departments: ICU department, emergency department, outpatient department. So from 3 departments, we have healthcare workers, and we want to understand what are the factors contributing stress among the healthcare workers. So that was our first objective. Second one, to assess the impact of organizational support and team dynamics on health workers' stress level and overall well-being. Now, I just want to know what is the role of the management, how far that particular organizational support is providing, what kind of team dynamics like team support, coordination, how this particular team dynamics and organizational support is creating or impacting worker stress levels and overall well-being. Are they increasing? Are they decreasing? How they are influencing the workers' stress level? What kind of impact they have it? So that is my second objective. The third one, to explore the coping strategies employed by healthcare workers and their effectiveness in managing stress and burnout. I just also wanted to know, as healthcare workers, what are the coping strategies or employed by the healthcare workers? And if they employed any kind of healthcare coping strategy, any kind of coping strategies, what are their effectiveness in terms of managing their stress and burnout? So these are the 3 qualitative research objectives we have with us. And we also have a couple of objectives like to examine the relations between stress level, job satisfaction, burnout across different healthcare environments and workers' demographics. So we also have some quantitative data, which we'll be dealing maybe sometime day after tomorrow. And we also have to identify the differences in stress perceptions and burnout between healthcare workers in high pressure departments. So I just also wanted to see to identify the differences and their perceptions among the workers, okay, compared to other departments. So we want to compare also So we have just the 5 objectives. So it is going to be mixing method. But today we are conducting qualitative data analysis. So as a part of the qualitative data analysis, I have three objectives. Serial number 1, serial number 2, serial number 3. I have 3 objectives. Serial number 1, serial number 2, serial number 3. These are my research objectives for analyzing the qualitative data. Okay. So we have some context with us how we are going to utilize the mix methodology, right? Sorry, qualitative data analysis. Now, please open the sample data sets that I have given to you all. So we have the files, interview transcript 1, interview transcript 2, interview transcript 3. Okay. So what we'll do as a part of step number 1 of thematic analysis is nothing but familiarizing with the data. Step number 1 of thematic analysis, familiarizing with the data. So how we are going to familiarize with the data? So what are the procedures? What are the things one can do it? First and foremost thing is, as a researcher, I need to go through the entire interview transcript. As it is a workshop, as a faculty development program, we don't have time to go through the line by line, word by word, all the interview transcript. But at least we can go through one interview transcript so that we can understand what is the content of this particular interview transcript is all about it. Okay. So interview transcript 1, workplace stress in healthcare workers. And we have participant and we have interviewer name. And there's the first question. First question, workplace stress is something I deal with every day. In the ICU, we are constantly dealing with the life or death situations. The pressure is immense, especially when there are more patients than we can handle. Sometimes it feels like there's no room to breathe, and we have to make quick decisions, which can be really stressful. Interviewer, it sounds intense. How do you manage that stress on a day-to-day basis? So again, response, well, I try to take short breaks when I can, even if it's just for a few minutes. Talking with my colleagues helps a lot too. We support each other, especially during tough times. But honestly, there are days when the stress just builds up and it's hard to cope. Next one, can you tell me about a specific situation when you felt especially stressed? I remember one evening shift where we had a sudden influx of critically ill patients. There were only 3 nurses on duty, and we were stretched thin. I felt emotionally exhausted by the end of the shift, and I couldn't stop thinking about the patients who did not make it. Then interviewer, that must have been difficult. Do you feel supported by the management in dealing with this stress? Respondent, to be honest, not much is done to address the stress from the management side. There are no formal programs or support for mental health. Sometimes I feel like the management is just expects us to push through without offering any real solutions or resources for stress management. Lastly, do you think that having more support from management would help in reducing stress? Last response, definitely. If management offered mental health resources like counseling or even better staff to patients ratio, I think we could handle the stress much better. It would make a big difference in how we perform our our well-being. So this is a small interview transcript, around 1/10 of the interview transcript. I brought it for your reference. Okay. Now, like this, it goes second interview, third interview also. Okay. As we don't have much time to read entire interview transcript, but at the same time, I just want to give the overview of one interview transcript, what exactly it is. Okay. Because having this particular interview transcript in our mind help us to complete the thematic analysis step by step. Now, step number 1, familiarizing the data. Now, as a part of familiarizing the data, we have to go through line by line, word by word, to understand the entire interview transcript. And if you are going to use Max QDA, or in general, if you're going to go through that, why we have to go through line by line, word by word? Now, As I mentioned in the first session, as a researcher, I'm asking question, my respondent is answering to me. But my respondent, in order to give that answer to that question, he or she is talking so much. He is giving a lot of information. So while keeping my research objectives or research questions in my mind, I need to read the interview transcript. Point number one, I need to keep my research questions or research objectives in mind. I need to go through the entire interview transcript. It's not one time, two times, three times. You should get clarity what kind of data you got it, and you should be able to differentiate. Some of the lines, some of the paragraphs are not part of your research objectives or research questions. It is completely not relevant to you at all. So while going through that, you start eliminating certain sentences, certain paragraphs, which are not connected with the research objectives. This is one type of data reduction. Step number one. Sorry, step number two, this one. So step number one is reading the entire interview transcript number of times. Step number two, able to understand which are the sentences are relevant, which are the sentences are not relevant. Okay. Now, in the process of doing this particular part with the help of manual doing, if I'm going to do with the help of Max QDA, how it makes a difference to me? In what way it is going to help me to complete my thematic analysis most easiest manner? Okay. So let's try to import the files first. I believe some of you are there with me, practicing along with me. Okay. In order to import the file, there is option called click on import. On the top of the ribbon bar, on the top of the window, there is option called import. Just click on the import, and I can see there's a text files, focus group file, image files, audio files, video files. Right now, I just want to import text files. Just click on first option, text. The moment I click on the text, I got the first option. I got the options. So I'm going to locate the particular files. I'm going to locate the file like interview transcript 1. Either I can open one by one, or I can able to open at a time number of files together. Okay. So I'm just selecting first file. You can see that I have imported my interview transcript number 1. Now, next time, again, I'll go to text file. This time I'm going to select second one, open. There is another method also to import the file. For the first method, what I did, I just went to import ribbon bar, click on text files, and I select the particular file that I want to import it. Next method, what I can do, the file that I imported, they're showing under documents. If I keep my cursor on documents, it is showing there is one plus button. If you click on the particular plus button, I'm getting one more option, import documents. See, initially I was going to click on import and text files. There is another method of downloading the files or importing the files. That is, just keep your cursor on import documents. If you keep your cursor on the documents, you can see there's plus button. Just click on it. And I got the option, import documents. Just click on it. This time I'm going to select the third file. Now I got 1, 2, 3. All the files I'm able to import it. Let's take, for example, here. I'm not only having interviews, I'm also using Max QDA for doing a review of literature. Like I have a lot of PDF files. I also have a lot of quantitative data. I also have a lot of mixed data. I also have social media files, video files, audio files. If I'm going to import all the files, it's going to create a lot of confusion, right? It's going confusion since I just want to organize it. I just want to organize files like this. Let's take, for example, here, you can see. I want to have folders like this. Like Max QDA day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 8. So I just want to organize under each day wise. I have specific materials, specific materials or PPTs or sample data sets. So whether it is an interview file, whether it's focus group file, I want to keep it under a particular folder. But before creating folder itself, we have imported the files. So what I can do, I'll keep my cursor here. I'll keep my cursor here, not on the documents group. I don't want to create folder within the doc here. I want to create document folder here. For that, there's a plus button. If you click, see here, there's a plus button. Just click on new document group. Click on new document group. The moment I click on new document group, I got one folder. Now what I will do, I'll keep cursor here, right click, and I'm going to change the name. I'm going to keep it rename interview transcripts or data transcripts or focus group, whatever it depends on that. I just want to organize in the folder. So I created the folder, but what we did, we created for files first, then we have created the folder. So I'll drag one by one. I'll keep it in folders. I selected interview transcript 3 with the help of the mouse button. Drag and drop it on interviews. Look at here. Now my file interview transcript 3 is within the interviews folder. Let me do next one. I can do at a time more than one file also. Just for the sake of exercise, just for the sake of showing you repetition. See here, I got interviews 1, 2, 3. I got it. This time, what I will do, I will create a new folder. If I click on here, folder will come here. But if I click here, it will come for the like here. Let's say here, interview new document. I don't want to do within the documents. I just want to do from here. So I got the folder 3, group 3, right click. This time I'm going to give name as social media files. Okay. This time I'm going to give the name as social media files. Just click enter and open this particular folder. If you want to open it, we don't have anything right now. So what you can do on social media, if you keep your cursor, there is a plus button. There is a plus button. Just click on the plus button. I want to import the documents. What document I want to import? I want to document one video. Little girl asks Dr. Abdul Kalamji success mantra. I just want to import this particular file. This is the video. I want to import it. I think you hang some other file. Any file you can able to import. Just click on import. Open. Now it's asking whether you want to import it only, whether you want to create a transcript, or you want to transcribe it. I just want to import right now. Later on, I'll talk about it. Yes. So I just imported this particular file. I'll show you what it is later on. See that I have imported video file, audios, videos, images. So like that, you can import a number of files. You can also import PDF files, images. Let me import one more image, social media. Just click on import. You can import any image that you have on your desktop. Otherwise, I have given you here. I can give you. I have given the audios, videos, images for your practice. You can see that I'm importing one image. Image file. And you can open this particular image. Okay. So whether it's video, audio, you can able to open it. Let me close it. Please come to the interview transcript 1. I hope it is clear how to import the files, how to organize the files, how to save the project. If you want to save the project, you can save it. By default, it is going to save. But if you want to save it as a project extra additional copy, you can save it. Okay. Now, please open interview transcript number 1. Please open interview transcript number 1. I don't want to see this window. Right now, I'm going to go through the interview transcript, so I don't want to see this particular window. So as you can see, there is an option called layout, switch layout. Just click on switch layout. And still, if you're not satisfied with the space that you have it, what you can do, you can close it. You can just click on minimize it. Now I can see only 3 windows. There is option called minimize, maximize. We also have slide bar. We also have export. You can also print this one. We also have settings. Okay, there are a number of options. Please explore sometime whenever time permits. Okay, now I have 3 interview transcript. Number 1. What do you have to do? Go through the line by line, word by word, and identifying the relevant and irrelevant findings. If you feel certain points are not relevant, you are going to delete it. You are going to exclude certain points here. So that is clear. Now, apart from that, what else Max Studio is going to help us? Here you can see that right now I have given you only 1 page. But imagine that you have around 10 pages interview transcript. Are you reading a second, as a part of literature review, you are reading 15 pages paper or 20 pages paper. And there is a possibility that you may not complete entire paper reading in a single day or maybe certain period of time. Within 1 hour, 2 hours, we can't complete, right? Depends on the amount of the paper. Now, while reading it, I want to know that how much interview I have gone through that. So I'll select this particular interview transcript. I'm going through, highlight it. What are relevant findings? I'm going to highlight with a blue color. What are irrelevant? I'm going to highlight with some red color. I'll decide myself. Instead of before deleting it, I want to discuss with my subject expert, or maybe I want to discuss with my supervisor. These are the some of the findings. I got it. Whether I want me to include it, whether I want me to delete it, or is it how it connected? Maybe a later period of time, I want to come back and I want to see why I highlighted delete, why I felt it is irrelevant. I'm repeating again. While going through the interview transcript, instead of simply deleting for the first time while reading it, for the first time, if you feel this particular sentence, you feel something is not relevant, don't delete it, just highlight with some color and come back again second time. Once we read entire interview transcript, once we read all the 3 to 4 interview transcript and see whether this particular experience is only for this particular respondent or this particular experience have. So keep it, giving different color definitely makes you can able to identify. This is for self-reading, self-identification point of view. Step number 3, you are going to go through the entire interview transcript and you will see what is relevant, what is not relevant. You are going to delete some of the important concept. And entire interview transcript, you can highlight with the colors. And you can able to see which portion you have highlighted, which portion you have read, which portion is left out. For example, out of 10 pages, only 5-6 pages are marked, highlighted with color. It means there are 4 pages I haven't read it. So for me, some kind of indication that I have to complete remaining portion, remaining reading part. That is highlight part. Let me do Control Jet. Control Jet. Yeah. Now, what we did, we got the interview transcript we had on. By using highlight, we are able to go through the entire interview transcript. While reading interview transcript, I also felt that not only with color, I also wanted to highlight with some emojis. I wanted to connect something like positive, something like negative, or some kind of differences. There are a number of emojis which we use in our regular life, whether it is WhatsApp, whether it is Instagram, whether it is any social media platforms, right? Generally, we use in WhatsApp. So you can able to use certain pictures in order to make it. For example, here I want to identify with some emoji, some bad sadness. I just want to keep some sadness. So I'll click on here. I'll select some emojis. Roughly, randomly, just to keep that something. I'll keep it here. Just click on OK. Click Enter. Let me do one thing. Just select it. Select the sentence. Click on emoji. Identify particular emoji. See here, it is identified for this particular sentence. Emoji is identified. Just some indications, just for you, for your reference, individual reference. Okay, this is one option. Second one, while reading the interview transcript, one of the most important part, you are a PhD scholar or a faculty member, your English is very excellent, maybe academic writing, you are going to do that. So yeah, your English is good. Now, when you are collecting data from the respondent, your respondents are coming from different backgrounds. They may be educated, they may not be educated. Depends on the topic, depends on the research that you're trying to address. We have different kind of people, and the way they are giving answers to you may not be in academic language, may not be in research language, right? And some of the sentences you felt that you need to break it, you need to cut it, you need to make it short. Some of the sentences you need to restructure it. Some of the sentences you felt you want to restructure, some of the sentences you want to break it, some of the sentences you want to modify it, whatever may be that. So here we have, as you can see my cursor here, paraphrase mode on or off. It is one of the important steps for the researcher to correct the certain sentences to make it more at the beginning itself. First stage of thematic analysis itself, you're trying to correct your certain grammar, certain mistakes, certain sentence structure. I'm not saying that we need to change the entire narrative. I'm not saying that. Narratives can be keep it. You can keep it because you can use it. Some of the verb terms and narratives to support your findings. But in general, if you want to correct the language, in general, if you want to make some kind of modifications, or if you want to restructure the sentences, Max QDA is giving one of the important feature, paraphrase. Like for example, I want to change the sentence. I want to paraphrase it. I selected this particular sentence. Just click on paraphrase mode on. Okay. Paraphrase mode on. Now, right click, paraphrase selection. Now, either you can do manually, paraphrasing it because it's a single line. Definitely we can be able to do it manually. But I want to take the help of I want to take the help of AI assistant. I'm repeating again. After selecting this particular sentence, you need to click on paraphrase mode on. If you don't click on it, it won't activate it. Now, the moment I selected the sentence, it started showing the paraphrase. Earlier, it was not showing, if you observe it clearly. Now I can do manually. Paraphrase line by line, word by word, whatever I comfortable for me, in whatever the format I want to restructure the sentence. But if you want to take the help of AI assistant, just click on AI assistant. It is asking whether you want to do it short, long. Okay. I want to do it medium. For some of you, I don't know whether is there anyone practicing right now along with me. For you, it might be asking sign up. I'm not sure, is there anyone practicing along with me right now? If you are doing something right now along with me, for you, it might ask you to sign up. As you install it for the first time, Max QDA software, and you are working on Max QDA for the first time, we need to create Max QDA account in order to use the AI assistant. In order to use the Max QDA, it is going to ask you create an account. Okay. Deepali, yes. Just please do sign up, madam. Because why it is asking sign up is that it wants you to accept certain terms and conditions, privacy things. It wants you to accept certain privacy related issues, acceptance and all. So if you want to use AI assistant, please do sign up. I'll wait for a couple of seconds. Is there any other person other than Professor Deepali? Is there anyone doing hands-on practice? Okay, please, thank you. Please stop me in case if I'm going very fast. I'm not here to complete the entire portion. Okay, we can go slowly as much as possible. Please let me know once we complete it. Are there any other faculty scholar is doing? Maybe you can try later on. But definitely as an academician, it is one of the best software I can suggest you all. Think of using it. You'll see the fruits. You'll get the benefit out of it. Okay, Professor Dipali and Sukanya, are you able to complete it? Okay, please. Okay, done. Great. Okay. What about other person? Okay, please. Now, you can choose whether you want to have medium, short, long, depends on the context, text that you required. Looking at right now, I'm putting in short, click on OK. AI assistant is preparing the analysis. AI assistant is generating the results. See that you can see the difference. Actually, what we are given? We are given workplace stress is something I deal with every day. In the ICU, we are constantly dealing with life or death situations. ICU professionals frequently experience workplace stress due to constant exposure to life or death situations. So up to 511 letters, characters, it is going to give you in paraphrase. So you can think of utilizing it if required, but as it is AI content, so that is also keep it in mind. One aspect. Okay. So this paraphrase we have done it here. It is not changing the entire sentence here. The original text is already there. Original text is already there, and the paraphrase sentence it is here right side. Okay. So it's not deleting the original sentence. It is there for you as a reference. Okay. Now, next portion. How to do coding part. Let me go to our PPT. As a part of familiarizing the data, I request you all, those are practicing, please do once again one more time, paraphrase. Once we click on the paraphrase mode on, whenever you select any particular sentence, it is going to show paraphrase. Then you can go for AI assistant or you can do manually. This is called paraphrasing option. Next important feature of familiarizing with the data is, I just want to identify what are the frequent occurring of the concepts. I have 3 interview transcripts, 1, 2, 3. Before doing thematic analysis, I just want to know what are the major concepts are emerging from the data. What are the major concepts are emerging from the data? I just want to see what are the frequency of the words. Are there any concepts are emerging more number of times as compared with any other concept? Roughly, I want to explore it. So we have one of the important feature that is called word cloud. That is called word cloud. So what you can do, either you can select one by one file or you can select all the files together. So what I will do, I'll select interview transcript 1. I'll select interview transcript 1. I'm repeating again. Word cloud is one of the important feature. It is help us to understand what are the frequent words are coming, what are the major concepts are coming, either from primary data or from the secondary data. It helps us to identify. Now, how to prepare the word cloud? There are 2 methods. First method is keep your cursor on interview transcript, right click, keep your cursor on interview transcript, right click, Miss Sukanya, please just check it over what I'm doing here. I just selected this particular interview transcript. I selected interview transcript, right click. I can see there is option called word cloud. Now, this is one method I can prepare it. Second method is go to visual tools, click on word cloud. It is asking for which document you want to create word cloud. I want to create word cloud for the interview transcript one. So I select and drag and drop it here. There are two methods. One is directly going to visual tools. Let me repeat. Click on visual tools and we got an option called word cloud. The moment I got this particular window, word cloud, whichever the file that I want, for which file I want to create word cloud. I want to create word cloud for interview transcript one. Drag and drop it here. So we got it, interview transcript one. Click on OK. Click on OK. So here we got the word cloud. Now, when it comes to Max QDA, we have multiple options are here. Let's take, for example, here, there is Start tab, Format tab. Start tab, Format tab. Let's see one by one. First one, Start tab. Click on word frequencies. Click on word frequencies. The moment I click on the word frequency, I got one table. It's showing stress word for stress word. It consists of 6 letters and it's repeated 11 times. And overall percentage of the word 0.61%. And as it is repeated 11 times, as compared with any other word, it is more times repeated. So it is a rank number 1. If you keep your cursor here, you can able to see select columns. I just want to add a few more columns. Click on OK. Like document, from which document is coming from one document only. Right now we have selected only one document. Imagine that we have 3 documents or 3 documents. I just want to know from which document this particular word is coming. Is coming from document number 1, document number 2, document number 3. Okay. But right now I have only one document. So this particular information, it won't make any sense. So what I will do, I click on select columns. I'll unselect it here. Click on OK. So this is a word frequency. Word frequency, basically we use it to understand. Basically, whenever you do content analysis also, word cloud is going to help us. Directive analysis, content analysis, that time also word cloud is going to be very helpful for performing it. Okay. Now, just close it. For example, there's a couple of options. I want to keep this particular word cloud. I want to export it in the form of Excel format, Excel table. Open as Excel table. I can download it. Let me show you how it is giving. See here, I got the entire table. I can keep it in my paper. I can keep it in my PhD thesis about the number of words are coming, what is the frequency, what is the word length, percentage, rank. As a part of content analysis, I can do this. This is very helpful. Okay. And if I feel certain concepts are not helpful, I can also delete it. Let's see how to. Further, there's one more send to worksheet. Just click on send to worksheet. New qualitative study worksheet. And you can save it. It is going to save here. Later on, you can report. You can export the entire report. Okay. Right now, it is submitted. If you want to write any kind of subject, you can write it down here. Right now, just close it. Okay. Now, I'm closing this. Now, the problem is that there are certain words I don't want to use it. Like, for example, I want to use certain words like take. I don't want to keep it as a part of my word cloud. I don't want to keep it as a part of my word cloud. So I want to keep it under add to stopwords list. What I will do, I keep my cursor here, right click. There is option called Add to stopwords list. Just click on it. Add to stopwords list. Yes, Professor Bagi says, yes, thank you. So see here, now the word take is not there right now. If I don't want to see any particular word, for example, interview, because it's not any concept here. This is not the concept of my data collection or my research paper. I don't want to keep interview is the word in the part of word cloud. So what I will do, I select the particular word, right click, add to stopwords list. Now you can see that it is added. Most of the concepts are very important for me. Okay. There is another option called here, case sensitivity. Just click on case sensitivity. Now, what is it is showing that? Like for example, let me open another document. EARTH. Capital, first letter is capital letter. Second letter onwards, they are small letters. Okay. Case sensitivity. This is considered as one word. Next one, all are capital letters. This word can be considered as one. Next one, all are small letters. Now, case sensitive means it is going to distinguish between capitalized, non-capitalized examples. Okay. It is going to consider earth, capital E, first one, all capital letters in the second one, all small letters in the third one. It is going to consider each word is a different word. Case sensitivity. But if I click on here, this case sensitivity, you can able to choose what you want to do it, whether you want to do it case sensitivity or not. Okay. So here this next one is text elements. For example, sometimes as a part of your interview transcript, you may get sometimes of hyperlinks, hashtags, numbers, some brackets, some special symbols, or email IDs. I just want, instead of doing manually, I want to delete it. Okay, with the help of the manual system. So you can select if there are any numbers, any of the options, you can select that one. It is going to remove it, like hashtags and all. Okay. Lematize. Lematize is another concept. Like it is going to consider like some of the concepts like go, went, gone. Go. It is going to group together certain concepts. Like for example here, let me put it. Go, goes. Goes is the word. There's a word. No. Gone. He goes. Okay, there's a word. Is went. Okay. Now it is going to consider lematize. Go, gone, went. Like those are good at NVIO. Those are used in NVIO. You might have seen there's a word called STEM words, like exact words, STEM words, specialized words, generalized words, like that. When it comes to Max QDA, lematize. It is going to consider go, gone, went, consider as, it is going to consider as one word. Okay. Let's say, for example, here, do, does, doing, like this way. Like this way, it is going to consider another one as a part of it. Okay. This is called lemmatized part. So you can able to reduce the number of the words lemmatized. And if you want to add to stopwords list, you can able to add stopwords list. Okay. Minimum frequency, right now it's showing the minimum 2 times repeated. If I increase the number, see the number of words are reducing. If I keep for minimum frequency, there are 9 words. If I reduce it, so depends on that, you can able to. Now I can also export it. Let me decrease it. This is the word cloud, I got it. I just want to export it in the form of PNG format. I can export in the form of JPG format. I'm not aware of other two, like SVG, EMF. Okay, that is one option. You can also copy it. Like I can copy here. I can paste in my Word document or wherever it is required. Okay. I can also send it to my worksheet. Later on, I'm going to see this worksheet 2. Okay. So this is one option. But we have one more special tab, format. So this is a word cloud we got it. But I'm not liking it. I want to make it different shape. So like we have shapes like circle shape, square, triangle. I just want to use like my letter is starting with Ambati, A. I want A. Okay, just type A letter, click on enter. My name, just like A letter, A initial, Ambati. So this is one. Let me do last one once again. I'll put it O. Just click enter. Further, we have alignment like vertical, horizontal. You can able to choose it. 30 degrees. Colors, if you want to have color combinations, multiple color combinations, you can see the themes, different colors we have it. Okay. And these are all about, you can also take the printout of it also. You can take the printout. Okay. This option is also available. So this is word cloud is also one of the important concept as a part of the familiarizing with the data set. Generally, we can also use it as a part of content analysis, even to understand the what are the initial findings of your study, that we also can able to understand here. Okay. Okay. Next, let me close it. In addition to word cloud, maybe I want you to all explore sometime if your time permits, because we can't use every software, every function. Let me show you one option, word trends. Word trends, select single document. What are the major words are coming from the interview transcript? Like these are the words, and what is the frequency? These are the words. What are you seeing? 1 to 10. This is nothing but your interview transcript. It is word trend dividing your interview transcript into 10 sections. Word trend dividing the interview transcript into 10 sections. Section wise, it is showing what are the words are coming. Section wise, it's showing what are the words are coming in your. So this is also another way to explore what are the concepts are coming, and you can also export it. You can also copy it. Okay. This is one aspect. Similarly, code cloud. Code cloud, generally we do it once we complete entire coding part. Okay. Right now it is not required. So this is all about first stage of thematic analysis. What is first stage of thematic analysis? Familiarizing with the data. Familiarizing with the data is the first stage of thematic analysis. Now, coming to the second stage, we are going to generate the codes. Second stage is about generating the codes. In order to generate the codes, again, we are going to go through the entire line by line, word by word. Like, for example, I'm going to go through this particular sentence. What is code? Let me. Just 1 minute. What is code? Coding means that we attach labels to data segments that depict what each segment is about. Now we have interview transcript 1, and we started reading line by line, word by word. Okay. Now we can't deal with the entire 10 pages of data, right? We want to reduce the data and we want to categorize the data. We need to identify certain patterns, certain similarities, certain differences. And we are going to come up with the help of certain categories. Now, in order to do that, in order to come up with certain themes, before coming with the themes, we are going to line by line, like go through line by line. Like code means that we attach label. We are going to give some label or some kind of label, some kind of classification to the data segment that depicts what each segment is about. Like code is often a short word or a phrase that symbolically assigns a summative, silent, extensive capturing or attribute for a portion of language based on visual data. Now here, let me give one more example. Professor Saldana, in his book, in his contribution, like the coding manual for qualitative research, if somebody want to learn how to do coding manually, please refer to this particular book, Saldana, the coding manual for qualitative research. For example, there is first line. He cares about me. He has never told me, but he does. After reading this particular sentence, the researcher came up with this particular label, sense of self-worth. Now, somebody can ask me, say, for example, whether I am correct or wrong. I'm giving some code, but how to know that? How to know that I'm doing well? I'm on right track. My supervisor can say that I'm not doing well. I'm on wrong track. How to confirm that what I'm doing that is correct? Qualitative research is all about subjective knowledge, subjective based. It is based on subjectivity, right? There is no one is right, no one is wrong. But only thing is the kind of justification that you are giving it. Are you able to justify with this particular label for the sentence? Whether this particular sentence is able to depict the meaning of this particular sentence? Are you able to get the essence of the particular sentence? You are trying to assign sense of self-worth is a label or a word or a phrase to the sentence, that is, he cares about me, he has never told me, but he does. That is called sense of self-worth. Now, the researcher came up with a concept called sense of self-worth. Now, if there are 170 participants, 170 faculty members or research scholars, if everybody is reading this particular sentence, I can guarantee that more than 60% of the few may not come with the same kind of word. It depends on your language exposure, your analytical understanding, your research skills that you have it. But the only point is that the kind of label, the kind of code that you're going to give, are you able to justify this particular sentence? Let's take, for example, go to the second point. He's always been there for me. He's always been there for me, even when my parents were not. He is one of the few things that I hold as a constant in my life. If you read once again, he's always been there for me, even when my parents were not. He is one of the few things that I hold as a constant in my life. After reading this particular sentence, see here, the researcher gave stability. He's always been there for me, even when my parents were not there. He's the stability. Third one, he is one of the few things that I hold as a constant in my life. So it's nice. I really feel comfortable. So the researcher, if you look at the first, second, third, first and second, the researcher came with a new coin, new term, new phase, new label, which is not there here, but that is giving this essence, that is capturing the meaning of these sentences. Whereas the third one, the researcher felt that the comfortable is a word, I can use it as a code. This is called Vivo coding. This is called Vivo coding. I'll show you. There are different types of coding. In coming slides, I'm going to talk about it. But I want you to highlight, I want you to recognize two important points here. The sense of self-worth, the stability are the new terms, new phrases, a new word given by the scholar based on his understanding about the sentence. And he felt that this particular sentence, this particular word is capturing the meaning of he cares about me, he has never told me, but he does. So as a researcher, we have to go through the entire interview transcript, whether it's a 5 page, whether it's 10 pages, whether it's 20 pages, and start coming with the quotes. As you can see here, actually this is from the Atlas TI workshop, Atlas TI FDP, hands-on practice one. Generally, we come up like this. So we have, these are all folders, these are all the themes, independent codes. Right now we don't see, But what you want to see here, you see this particular sentence, how they have done the coding part. Okay. Next one, we have another important concept, memo. What is memo? Memos are working and living documents. When an analyst sits down to write a memo or do a diagram, a certain degree of analysis occurs. The very act of writing memos and doing diagrams forces the analyst to think about the data. And it is thinking that analysis will occur. For example, I started analyzing the data. Let's take, for example, here. See here, memo is a high-level note about a concept, the pattern. It synthesizes information across codes and participants to build a theory. What is the big picture or pattern emerging here? Let's take, for example, this is the interview transcript. Dr. Thompson mentions the intense pressure of the ICU and overwhelming number. Take this phone and go out. Go outside, go outside. Charging in the. Lock the door, go, go, go. Please look at the interview transcript. Dr. Thompson mentions the intense pressure of ICU and the overwhelming number of patients. This indicates that workload is major stressor for healthcare workers. Now here I'm taking the memo. This was the sentence. Thompson mentioned that intense pressure of ICU and the overwhelming number of patients. Now, while coding it, I felt this particular code, I can write the memo, this particular memo, which I'm going to use future point of view. Like I'm going to connect this particular, this indicates that workload is a major stressor for healthcare workers, particularly in high pressure environment like ICU. The correlation between patients ratio and stress level appears to be an primary driver of burnout. Now I got some initial understanding, but if I think that, okay, this is what my understanding today. If I don't take note down, if I don't write down anywhere, there's a possibility that I may forget out. Because as a human being, there's a possibility that a lot of limitations we have it. If I can able to note down whenever I'll find certain interesting analytical connections, immediately I'm going to note down there. How I'm going to do, I'll show you right now. Please open the Max Studio software. Please open the Max Studio. Please open the Max Studio software. I'm going to go through this sentence. Here I felt I'm going to give the name as work stress is something I deal with every day. Work stress is something which I will deal with every day. Now I want to give code. How to do the coding part? After selecting the sentence, there are 3 or 4 methods in terms of coding. Very important. Very important. One of the most important steps for conducting, whether it's a thematic analysis, whether it's a detective thematic analysis, content analysis, sentiment analysis, name it any analysis, coding is the most important aspect. So for the next somebody muted. Okay, I'll share my screen once again. Here, I just wanted to give the code. I'm saying that work stress. Now, as there are 170 people, I just want to know what kind of code we can give it. Work stress is something I deal with every day in the ICU. We are constantly dealing with life or death sentence. Now, I just want to give life or death sentences as a code. Now, there are 3 types of coding we can do. Coding number one, please note down if somebody wanted. I drag and drop this particular sentence and keep it here, quotes. Let me select it. This paraphrase mode off. This is not working. See, just right click. There is option called with new code. I just want to give code for this particular sentence. I just want to give code for this particular sentence. In order to do that, just select it, that particular sentence, right click with the help of your mouse. Right click with the help of your mouse. There is option called new code, with new code. Just click on it. The moment you select with new code, I got the code or new window option. What code that you want to give it? For example, here, I just want to give more patients than you can handle. High patient volume. I just want to give high patient volume. Okay. While giving the code, if you want to select any particular color, that also you can select it. I just want to give the color also. Just click on OK. Now, please remember there is a one point I have discussed, memo. While talking about code, maybe while talking about particular respondent, while talking about particular interview, if I have any kind of thoughts, if I have any kind of reflections, which I want to use it for later point of time. If you look at this particular slide here, Thompson mentions that immense pressure of the ICU and the overwhelming number of patients. Now, after reading this particular sentence, I'm giving the code role of workload stress. Okay, workload stress I'm giving. Workload in stress. That is the code I'm giving it. But while giving the code, as I'm understanding it, I'm getting some thoughts in my mind. Like this indicates that workload is major stressor for healthcare workers, particularly in high pressure environment. So I just note down this particular point immediately. I don't wait for last day when I'm going to analyze the data. I think all the points will come to my mind. Here itself, I start noting down some of the points, what all are coming in. Later on, I will see whether it's going to be helpful, whether it's going to be connected, whether is there any relationship, whether is the cause of that, is the consequence of that, is it leads to what. So I can get some kind of connection, some kind of relationships can be built later period of time. So I can able to write down memo so that you can type the memo here. Okay. There is another concept called comment. A comment is an annotation attached to a specific text segment. It captures the researcher's immediate reaction. Memo basically use it for later, for a period of later period of time. Later on, you want to use it. Whereas when it comes to the comment is an annotation attached to a specific text segment. It captures the researcher's immediate reaction, interpretation, question. Why is this specific quote interesting right now? Let's take an example. See the example here from our interview transcript only. Please read the interview transcript first. Dr. Meriwether was sub-exercisement. There is sometimes I feel like the management just expect us to push through without offering any real solutions. Now, the comment here, it seems that management lack of engagement in addressing workplace stress is contributing to the feeling of neglect among staff. This could be an area of further investigation. So you're going to write a comment, you're going to write the memo, which are going to be helpful as a part of your analysis part, which are going to be used as a part of analysis part here. Next. Now, you can write code, you can write memo, you can write a comment. Okay. So it depends on your time, just as for understanding, you can write down at a time. At a time is also possible, later period of time also possible. But at a time is always best so that you don't come back again, right? You don't want to rework again. So right now I have given high patient volume as a code. Click on OK. See this? See this here? I got the high patient volume. I got the code. And I also added color here. Next one. As we don't have much time to go through line by line, word by word, randomly, I just want to create certain codes. The scholars, the faculty members, those are following me, those are practicing along with me, please create around 10 to 15 codes, at least 5 codes for each interview transcript. It is a hands-on practice. This particular workshop is a hands-on practice. Please create minimum 5 to 7 codes for each transcript so that we can able to develop the thematic analysis right now at the end of the session before leaving session. Okay. Last 20 minutes is going to be question answers. So we're going to have session 30 more minutes. In that, I'm giving 5 to 10 minutes right now time. Don't go by subject value. Don't read the interview transcript. Just create some random codes so that we'll understand how to develop the themes, how to merge the themes, how to edit the themes and all. Okay. Like, say, for example, here I'm reading here another sentence. Taking breaks. I have selected this particular sentence. I'm coming with a new code. Here I'm giving the code as taking breaks. Taking breaks. Just click on OK. See that? I got it. Let me go with the next one. Flex, emotional adoption. Okay. I have selected this particular sentence. I just want to give the code. Emotionally drained. Don't mind if there are any spelling mistakes. Emotionally drained. I'm just giving the color. Let me give a new color. Okay. Okay. Now, while reading the next paragraph, I felt that for this particular sentence or this particular paragraph, I have to give minimum 2 codes, not single code. There is a possibility of getting minimum 2 or 3 codes. Okay. Yeah. In order to save your time, at the same time, in order to give at a time more than 1 code, we have an option. We have an option. Right now, I have selected this particular sentence. Right click with the new code. First, to give the first one, like lack of support from the management. Lack of support from management. Okay. Instead of clicking on OK, what I'll do, I'll just click on additional code. I'll click on additional code. Now here I'm just giving another code. Lack of resources. Lack of resources. If you want to give one more code, click on additional code. Okay. Let me give one more because we don't have time to go through line by line, word by word. Okay. Okay. Lack of formal support, lack of formal staff development programs, staff mental health programs. Don't go by subject value. Again, I'm repeating. Just randomly, we need to have minimum 10 to 15 codes. There is a purpose right now. Just click on OK. See here, I'm able to create at a time for single paragraph. Lack of support, lack of resources, lack of formals. See here. Next one. Mental health resources, better staff patients ratio. Okay. Right click. Here, I'm just giving title. We can give high expectations. High expectations. Less resources. Like what to say? Less resources means less staff numbers are very less. Okay. Less human resources. Require more human resources. Okay. Just click on OK. Taking breaks. Okay. Let me go with one by one. Second one, interview transcript 2. Please open the interview transcript 2. Please open the interview transcript 2. This time, trauma cases. There's always sense of urgency. Emergency department. We are often dealing with trauma cases. Just click, say, for example, critical conditions. Critical conditions. Critical conditions. Unpredictability of each shift makes it hard to prepare meaningfully. Sometimes emotionally draining. Okay. Now here, I already given one code, emotionally draining, for the first interview transcript. There is a possibility that for the same interview transcript or some other interview transcript, there is a possibility that we may get context may be different. Data segment, the explanation part is different. The data segment is different. But code, I want to give same code, like emotionally drained. So what you can do, select the particular sentence, right click, and you can see there are a couple of list of the codes which you have done earlier. Like here, or explore recent codes are not available. Critical conditions, required human resources. Recent codes. It is showing only first three recent codes. There is one more option. Paraphrase. Okay, again, I am going to type it here, emotionally drained. You can see that the moment I started typing, it is showing the emotional drained. Sentence context is different. Okay, code name is the same. See here, emotional drained, I have two data segments. Whereas other codes, we have only one. If you want me to differentiate, I'll select here once again this particular sentence. Here I'm giving code taking breaks. Okay, taking breaks. See here, we have only one. Okay. Now here I'm giving with new code taking breaks. See here, I got it. For the same code, I want to give one another. For the same sentence, I want to give another. So what to say? Take a breath. Late. Coping strategies. New code. Coping skills. Coping skills or coping strategies. Okay. Lastly, there was a night shift last month when we had explosion of at a local construction site. We had multiple causalities, and the whole department flooded with the patients. The stress was overwhelming because we didn't have enough resources to handle everything. So, like, I'm just giving at a time two or three codes. One is lack of resources. We have done it. Lack of resources. We have. Let me do one thing. More number of patients. More patients than working staff. Working staff are a healthcare taker. More patients than healthcare takers. Then I was running on fumes at the end of the day, exhausted, drained. You can give certain terms. Exhausted. Okay. Next, no structured programs. Okay. No counseling programs, no welfare programs on mental health. I don't do third one just for sake of showing you number of codes. We'll start with the interview transcript too, last one. Okay. I think there could be more proactive approaches required. Proactive support required support from management. Okay. Then lastly, absolutely, if management could provide regular mental health support. Let me do it. Counseling sessions. Need motivation. Okay, just simply. So we have done 2 interview transcripts. We got around 15 to 20 codes. We don't have time to do the third one, but I will request you all, please practice it whenever you get the time here. Now, as a part of thematic analysis, step number 2, we are able to generate the codes. Step number 3, developing the themes, searching for the themes. Now, what I will do, I just want to search the themes here. Okay. Let me explore it. I am going to go to export. Go to export. I want to export the coding system in the Word document or Excel sheet. Work Max Studio work-life balance code system. Include memos. We haven't done the memos. Okay, click on yes. I'm just going to open that document. Work-life balance. I think this one, Word document, right? Not this. This is the file. See this? I just got the everything in a single page. Now I'm just going to work on, I'm going to go through the entire data segment of each code. What is need to motivation? What it means? What is the context? Let's take, for example, I got this many codes. Now, what are my research questions, research objectives? If you remember our research questions, objectives, slide. We have 3 research objectives are here. Let me copy my research objectives here. Okay. And I'm going to insert table. Serial number 1. Like I have 3 research objectives here. Just let's see how many codes will come. This is serial number 1. Theme. I'm just giving the title. Theme, I'm looking at the, once I go through the entire data segment, entire code system, I'm going to connect certain themes. Like for example here, key factors contributing to workplace stress. Theme 1. Assess the impact of organizational support and team dynamics. I think we didn't do coding part. There is one. Team dynamics. Let's see. Impact of organizational support. Organizational support, we got some codes. For team dynamics, we didn't get the codes. Okay. Theme 2. Coping strategies employed by the healthcare workers and their effectiveness. Theme 3. These are the 22. Looking at the research questions, research objectives we have with us. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Counseling sessions. We require counseling sessions in order to cope up with this better. Okay. So this is one. Required support from management. Impact of organizational support. We don't have support from the management. No welfare programs and mental health leads to one of the key factor contributing to workplace stress. We exhausted because we have more patients than working staff members, emotionally drained, exhausted. because critical conditions we have it, more patients we have it, more patients we have. Critical conditions, most of the time patients will join at last minute, like accidents, critical conditions, because of some local accident happen. Coping skills very important here. That can be as a heading. High expectations from the management. Uh, High expectations from the management. There is also, now see, high expectations, I felt that it can come under as a key factor for contributing stress. I can also see that impact of organization support, whether organization supporting, how far they're providing the resources and what extent they're expecting the employees to perform. I can able to decide whether it's going to come under theme number one or theme number two only once we read the entire data segment, entire the segment that you have gone through while before coding it. Okay, randomly you cannot keep it. Okay, we have to go through the entire lack of formal staff, mental health programs. So I can see either here or here also. After reading only, I can able to decide whether it's coming here or here. Lack of support from management. Lack of formal support. I think this will here. Emotional drained. There is also possibility that repetition or maybe duplication of the codes. As a qualitative researcher, it is a completely iteration process. It's not going forward, backward, go through a couple of. It's not one time preparing the codes, one time preparing the developing themes. What is the code I have selected? Lack of resources. Require more resources, human resources. Taking breaks. Talking with friends is also one of the, we didn't code it that. There's one sentence, talking with friends. That is one kind of coping strategy, coping skill. High patient volume, that is also leads to work stress. Need more motivation. Now, this is simple. Randomly, I'm doing it on it. Randomly, I'm doing on it, but more or less say correct only. Don't worry about it. Now, the point that I want to see that once we develop the codes, you're going to do it with the help of the Max QDA. Let's take for example here. I got theme number one, key factors contributing to workplace stress. So what I'll do, I'll go to Max QDA. Here, as you can see, there is option called codes. As you can see, there is option called codes. Keep your cursor on it. Click on the plus. Here I'm going to type theme one, tentatively. Theme one. Key factors contributing to workplace stress. I want to highlight with this color. Let's say okay. Now, let me go with once again. Theme 2. I'm repeating once again. Thematic analysis cannot be done within 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours. Just because it is a workshop, just because I'm working on this particular topic. So that is the reason randomly I'm preparing the themes. Okay. Otherwise, we have to go through, once we prepare the codes, we have to go through the entire data segment, line by line, word by word. We need to see how far they're related to each other. Here. Okay. Theme 2, I'm just keeping here. Impact of organization support and team dynamics. Okay. Let me highlight this with the green color. Okay. Next one. Codes. Theme 3. Coping strategies and management supported. Strategies. Okay. Now we have theme 1, theme 2, theme 3. Okay, we have it. Now just imagine that we have completed 20 hours of exercise. Okay, and I just want to organize all the codes as per the themes. Like here we can see here, no welfare programs on mental health, critical conditions, high expectations, emotional drain, high patient volume. These are all coming under theme number 1. So what I'm going to do is high expectations. This is the code. I'm going to bring it under key factors contributing to workplace stress. See that? So it became a parent code. This became a sub-theme. High expectations became a sub-theme here. Critical conditions. Select the particular code, drag and drop it on here. I didn't do properly, so it is not coming under theme. Again, I'll select it. Select that, drag and drop it on key factors. Now you can see the difference. Next, more patience than working staff. Select and drag and drop it here. For example, here, I just want to say that there are two concepts: exhausted, emotionally drained. They are different, but I just want to say that imagine that they are repetition. I just want to merge the codes. I just want to merge the code. The main objective that I want to discuss right now, how to merge the code. So I selected, I just want to merge exhausted under emotionally drained. There are two ways we can merge. One is either you can merge emotionally drained with the exhausted or exhausted with the emotional drained. But I want to keep the code name sub-theme as emotionally drained only. And I want to merge exhausted under emotional drain. Merge with this. So select it. Select the particular code. Drag and drop. Don't leave it. Right side, you can see there's option called merge. Right side, you can see there's option called merge. Just leave it. You can see that it is merged. I think I did mistake. Let me undo. I just kept it under lack of support from management. Let me undo here. Just is not happening. While selecting and drag and dropping it, we have to be careful. This, where is exhausted? Is gone. Exhausted. It is not merged. It is merged with. Let me show you one more method. Lack of resources, lack of human resources, required human resources. I just want to merge it. Okay. Lack of resources. I just want to merge with the required human resources. See this, you are able to get the plus. If plus is coming means you are merging with that code. Earlier, instead of merging here, just my hand slipped a little bit. It went to lack of support from the management. Wherever you are seeing plus, it means you have merged two codes. Okay. Let's take for example here. Counseling sessions comes under what? Counseling sessions coming under coping strategies. Drag and drop it here. Required support from management. It comes here. Is not merged. Yeah, sorry, it's not. Okay. Coping skills. No welfare programs on mental health. Okay. Okay. Lack of formal staff mental health programs. Okay. Required human resources. Need more motivation, lack of motivation. Taking breaks can be coping strategy. Okay. High patient volume leads to stress, lack of support from management. Drag and drop it here. Emotionally drained, lack of support from management. So you can see that we're able to arrange the themes. Right now, we don't have time. That is the reason we have done. We have seen some kind of relationship, some kind of connectivity, but we have to go through what exactly no welfare programs means, what they responded, what they mentioned it, what are the similarities, what are the differences. You are able to see that. Okay. Then you can able to see how it is connected with that. Step number 4, you are going to review the themes that you are able to go through the entire review along with the interview transcript, along with the course, and are able to justify it. Let me show you a small exercise. Let's take, for example, here in this particular place. See, one of the objective challenges encountered by stakeholders in implementing uh, children's in need of care and protection. Okay. Now, after going through that, we got certain major themes. Theme number 1: obstacles to successful rehabilitation integration. As a part of step number 5, we are going to define what is particular theme. This theme is about numerous obstacles faced by stakeholders in implementing effective rehabilitation reintegration. These barriers not only have various levels, but also interact with each other, forming complex problems that can no longer be solved by single actions. This theme has six large sub-themes. What are the themes? Systematic and structural barriers. We are going to define it. What is systematic structural barrier means? And if you require, you can take some narrative, and you are going to define it. You are going to explain it, and at the end, you are going to tell the story, or you are going to give the overview of the comment, overview of this particular entire theme. Second, institutional or organizational barriers. Third one, family level barriers. So depends on the context wise. We are going to define as a part of step number 5. As a part of step number 6, you are going to make the report. I think my videos are off. So this is all about thematic analysis. One can do. There are a lot of things we can do it. Maybe if time permits on day 3, as we are going to use Max Studio software, I'm going to utilize so many other features of Max Studio on day 3. Before joining for tomorrow's session, I request you all please join with your laptop PC if it possible and install Jamovi software. I already given the link. Once again, I'm sharing the link, Jamovi link with all of you. Okay, this is the link for Jamovi. I'm sharing the link here in WhatsApp group. Sorry, in the chat box. This is the link. You can download Jamovi software before joining session if your time permits. Okay, so that we can save a lot of our time. Now, session is meant for open and question and discussion. Still, we have 20 minutes time. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Was it slow? Am I going very fast? Any feedback?
Sir, I think we have another 15 more minutes. You can continue your class.
Yes,
Your
madam.
presentation.
I'm just going for the question answer session, madam. It's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not stopping the session, madam, please. Because there are so many things. I mean, a couple of important. Is there any way you want me to repeat any of the function as there is software hands-on practice? Oh, thank you all. Before going for feedback, I require definitely, but I'll take last 5 minutes. But anything you want me to repeat? Is there any function? Any questions do you have it with reference to qualitative, quantitative?
Yeah, dear participants, floor is open to that clarified your doubt, or if you want to ask any query, you can ask.
If you don't have any questions, I'll do a few more activities. How did you transform the codes into Word document? Okay, I'll repeat the function. Yes. Any other question? Harini, how did you transform the codes into Word document? Today I have shown you the codes. Day 3, I'm going to show you the report itself. How you can generate the report with the help of the codes that we have done it. But let me show you once again the codes, what I have done it. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So once we completed this codes, okay, there are 2 or 3 different methods how we can export it. Let's take for example here. On the top of the ribbon bar, there's an option called report. On the top of the window, there is a one ribbon bar, report. If you click on the particular report, you can see a lot of options are available, like code book, like export. Let me show you one by one. We can able to differentiate how each one is given. Okay, just click on code book. It's asking what you want to do. You want to have only codes with the memos and top level code. I just want to have all the codes. Okay. I also want to have code summary. Just click on OK. And I'm going to save it as code book. Click on save. Okay, this is last workshop. Let me give it as code book 1. Okay, I saved the title on desktop, code book 1. Just click on save. Just look at here. So I have got the theme coping strategies. Within that coping strategies, we have lack of support from the management. Theme 2, required human resources. Let me show you another one. It's not giving the full-fledged what we are looking for it. I'm just opening the summary with coded segment. Standardized text format, include comments. Okay. Report summaries with coded segment. This is for the particular code. First one. We haven't selected first code. We want for all the code. This is giving for the first code, first theme. We're also giving data segment. We're also giving data segment. Let me show you the overall first part. Go to export. There's an option called export. There's an option called coded segment, code segment. There's an option called code segment. Just click on Word text, Word document. Work-life balance, coded sales system. Yes. See this, it is coming with us. We have generated theme. Under the theme, what are the codes we got it, and what are the how many data segments we have it, like number of frequency. Theme number 2, what are the codes we have it. Theme number 1, what are the codes we have it. Tomorrow I'm also going to show you along with the data segment. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay, while doing when's last day, that is Sunday. I'm going to show you the entire report can be. I'm going to show you how it is going to come. Okay. I hope it is clear, Ms. Harini. Next, please, any questions? Any questions? Any more questions? Anybody would like to add any point with reference to the qualitative approaches? Anybody would like to share your research project? I can see there are 150 candidates. If there are any PhD scholars, if you would like to discuss any of the topic, your PhD topic, at least along with me, there are so many other professors. We can able to answer. We will try to answer at least, right? Please let me know if you have any questions with this. I have last slide with reference to the validity and reliability. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll open that particular file. Validity, reliability topic. Okay, this is a slide I'm sharing. I thought you will ask me, you'll remind me. I mentioned that I told you that please remind me. Nobody reminded. Okay. So when it comes to the quantitative study, we have Cronbach alpha value, like we have certain construct validity, discriminant validity, content validity, face validity. Similarly, split off technique, reliability test. So this is all about quantitative data reliability validity test. As a researcher, at the end of the day, it's not about completing your project. You also need to talk about what is the validity reliability of your issue, your findings, because people should trust. People should get the confidence that I can rely on the findings of your research work. Similarly, if you talk about qualitative study point of view, we have concepts like credibility, transferability, dependability. Credibility is nothing but the amount of time that you have spent, like prolonged time that you have spent in the field. Now, these days, scholars, some of them, they just go to the field for half an hour. They say that we have collected 5 interviews, right? Maybe they'll go for a couple of 1 week, 2 weeks. They say that we have completed PhD for PhD thesis. I'm not sure what you have done it, how you have done it, but the amount of time that you have spent it, that also talks about the credibility of your work, right? Similarly, use of peer debriefing. As a qualitative research, there is a possibility that knowingly, unknowingly, there is some kind of bias. As a researcher, we have knowingly, unknowingly, there is some kind of bias. So use of peer debriefing means I need to consult my subject experts or peer group members or those are working in the area. If we can able to talk with them, these are my initial findings. I don't need to share with everything, but I can discuss, as a subject matter. I can talk to them. I can say that this is what my initial understanding, this is what initial my findings. I just want to know, am I going in right track? You can also use the concept of triangulation, which I'm going to discuss in detail on day 3 as a part of mixing methods. If you're using if you're using different data sources, different time periods, different data collection methods, you can talk about cross validation of your findings. You can talk about triangulation, time sampling, different time periods that you're talking about it. In time periods, you have collected data. The amount of richness of the data that we got it, thickness. Some people say that 1 word, 2 words answers. If you're going to get 1 word, 2 word answers, even if you're going to collect the data by using 100, 200 respondents, it won't be sufficient. But if you have rich data, even 5 case studies or 5 respondents, 10, 20 respondents sufficient. And how you have collected data by using purpose sampling, by including criteria, excluding criteria, audit trial from preparing your proposal to till completing your PhD project or research project, how you are able to audit, like was there any bias, are you able to consult some subject expert? Code recode strategy, like inter-rater agreement, like we have in qualitative research, code recode strategy. I'm coding one time, I'm asking my colleague, my friend to code once again. Otherwise, my supervisor will be coding one time. For example, it is a co-authorship paper, collaborative paper. I'm going to code one time, and I'm going to ask my colleague to code it, and we are going to check it. Is there any difference in terms of coding? Okay, and I didn't discuss one important point: AI coding. Okay, we have spent so much of time to do the manual coding, but on day 3, I'm going to talk about AI coding, how it is going to help you. Okay, so I just can compare manual coding with the AI coding, and I can see whether am I lacking something, am I missing something, just because AI is helping me, am I blindly following something? So if I do compare with manual coding and code recode, manual coding means at least if you can do 10%, 30%, 40%, you'll get the confidence that yes, what are the AI is done coding. That is really helpful. That is really done good work. Okay. Peer examination, triangulation, reflexivity, like complete iteration process. So these are all about validity, reliability of the research work. This is my YouTube channel. Those are interested, you can able to find. You may like the content. Maybe if you like the content, you can able to subscribe my YouTube channel. But at least for tomorrow, please install Jamovi software before coming session. Please scan this particular QR code so that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is my end from my side for today.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Successfully, you have
Thank you so
completed 2 sessions, sir. Yes, and dear participants, successfully we have completed day 8. And tomorrow, as per the instructions given by the resource person, most respected Honorable Dr. Ambati Rao, sir, kindly install the software so that it will be useful for all the participants as well as for the resource person to start the event on time, and simply instead of wasting the time on the uploading as well as downloading the softwares, we can directly go to the class and we can complete the syllabus as per the time frame limit. And thanking everyone, and sincerely
Thank
thankful
you,
to
sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a
resource
lot.
person
Thank you.
also. Yes, ending the meeting for all. See you all tomorrow.